Hey, children of the earth, it's me, Hippie McTree Humper. I'm here to spread my message of togetherness, laziness, cowardice, and sheer stupidity.
Oh, mandatory fun, and it's hump day. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me on this awesome Wednesday. We're going to talk about a few more serious matters today. That being said, there is a poll in the chat. I put it there before we went live. And you got to choose one or the other and everything that's come with them. Space Ghost or Thundar the Barbarian. Now remember, Space Ghost includes coast to coast, all that other stuff. So choose wisely. Space Ghost or Thundar. Let's do it. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Did I read the Mask comic book? Asks Chris from Cutthroat Comics. Which one? I have the original DC Mask comic. I have the #1 on my wall, but I have the whole run. It wasn't very many issues. If you're talking about the new stuff, yeah, I've got issue 1 and 2. In fact, this Saturday for Energon War Room, myself, Alex, and Chet will be discussing Mask in regard to Energon. Lord Palpatine, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Mother Slug, I just made it home. I get to see Chad. I get to see you too. Hey, guys, remember how yesterday I said I had to make some new assets? Want to see one? Sure you do. I said I would. I'm a man of my word. Authenticity is our currency, right? So that's all we got. Bear 11 Charlie, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Never fear, says Ken, the band. Chat holes for here I am, for I am here. Damn it. I got that wrong. What vehicle would Chad use as his signature ride? You guys should know the answer to that. It's got 3 wipers. I have 2 of them. You should know. Nice. Right? I said I would do it, and I did it. Who's a man? Don't say Sydney Sweeney's a man. You will get booted out. Alex, what's up? Good to see you. I was just plugging the War Room on Saturday. Showing up. No, not that one. This one. Yeah, probably not. But unless you're in private. Hell yes, it's crystal clear. Kenzo, what's up, my dude? It took you forever to see my stupid trolling comment on your freaking stream last night. Forever. I waited like 40 minutes just to see you laugh, dude. Anywho, I snagged a Cobra Commander shredder today. They still didn't have my sketchbook Skeletor at Target. Did you happen to see that Target is now carrying little miniature play sets from Metal Gear Solid? I'm going to go check it out. Full disclosure, though, Odie is sick. She's been peeing out of her backside since yesterday, so I had to do the old boiled chicken and rice. Yeah, she's not doing too well. Boy, I'd lay on asphalt if she was on top of me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Justin Booth, what's up? Booth. It's good to see you, buddy. Michael Zimmerman, I'll be in and out. Gotta chase that dollar bill, yo. I feel you. Yeah. Jedi Ben, here we go again. Right? No. Scorcher 3. Kenzo says we were so freaking behind. Thanks for coming by. Of course, man. I'll always pop in when I can. That one is, yeah, 100%. I don't have the well, she's a man, so I don't have that on here. I'll give it this though. Jedi Ben says, damn, that is a Kobayashi Maru poll. It is, right? That's how it goes. Thundar the Barbarian or Space Ghost. And it's everything associated with them, to include like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, the Brack Show, all that shit. Choose wisely. Ken the Band, I still have 10 minutes left in yesterday's episode. Right on. Mandatory fun's a very hands-on experience. Just saying. Yeah, I want it to be. That being said, kind of along those lines, but not in the suggestive sense that Jim here is talking, I'm going to start putting posts on YouTube about what topics do you guys want to see, or if we do, favorite X, Y, or Z. Do you want it to be like favorite Batmobile, favorite, whatever, things like that. I want it to be very much anybody who watches this show and hangs out is involved. So thank you, Stillwind. I appreciate that. She's moving pretty slow, man. So Patrick Strauko, what's up? It's good to see you. Excuse me, says Ace's Place. Yeah, man. Metal Gear Solid, little miniature play sets at the Target. Yeah. You didn't know who she was? You didn't know who Sydney Sweeney was? Get out of here, man. Don't tell me. Put it in the poll. Yeah. Space Ghost wears white after Labor Day. Not fashion forward. That is true. Now, if you said Johnny Quest or Speed Racer, that would be a good poll. Here's a follow-on question for you, Mother Slug. What if you think both of them suck ass? Because I can't stand Johnny Quest or Speed Racer. How effed in the head do you have to be to willingly mutilate your body? Well, I mean, yeah, gender dysmorphia. It's a mental illness. We all know that. Darth Gutierrez, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Beard gang. You know it, man. I like having a beard. It's fun. I enjoy it. Jedi Ben, does that mean Art Bell Coast to Coast about space stuff is out as well? No. Did you ever hear me tell the story about how I was a guest on Coast to Coast with Art Bell? I was once back in, I want to say 96, 97. Straight up. Space Ghost is basically Batman. Is he? Because of the white eye slits in his cowl? Because, I mean, he flies, he has invisibility, all sorts of stuff. I don't know. Thundar was all, man, he didn't take no shit. No, he kind of didn't. Plus, he had a third-party lightsaber. The interesting thing is, Force Awakens comes out, Kylo Ren's got that saber that's not, like clean. It's not like a clean tube. It's very it's very Sun Sword-ish. Damn, I want to hear that Art Bell story. I've told it before. We'll save it for another time. No, Johnny Quest can eat shit and die. But look, right? We should all appreciate different opinions around here. So, Raymond, what's up? Good to see you. If you're okay. Oh, damn it. I mean, I was, but I'm not now.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
I haven't done any of the above yet today. None. I mean, there's water and coffee. Does that count? Thundar had 2 blobs. No, that's the Herculoids. Gleep and Gloop. That's the Herculoids, yep. You forgot Blue Falcon. I didn't forget Blue Falcon or Wonder Mutt. I just don't have them on here. Kenzo says, I used to listen to George Norrie's Coast to Coast while cruising the perimeter vehicle at the prison on graveyard shift. Yeah. I miss Art Bell. Do you guys remember Jack Horkheimer's Star Hustler? Does anybody remember that? With that weird music he had? Coffee is meds. There you go. See? Thank you. I appreciate that. I like how you spelled that, by the way. I support that. Captain Caveman was my GM. Okay, that's fine. Hell yeah, that shit was good. Keep looking up. I can't do mouth music very well. Actually, it's Dynamut. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Without Space Ghost, there would be no Herculoids. All amazing Alex Toth artwork. True. You got to pick one. Pick one. And we'll let it ride. We're gonna let it ride to the end. I liked the original Johnny Quest. I have the unedited version. You godless heathens. Damn. How do you really feel, man? Shit. Special friend in the middle? What the hell are you talking about? Chad, tell me more about these Metal Gear Solid sets at Target. I assume they're 1/18 scale. They are not. I didn't really think we were going to go down this road, but that's why I like live stuff, right? I'll just show you a picture. You want to see a picture? Picture? So the set is like, I know this is very fucking low rent, and I'm sorry, but it's like it's in the electronics section. The little play set that opens up, it's supposed to be like obviously the original Metal Gear Solid game, the CD case, and then you can see it comes with Solid Snake and that ninja's gray fox. Yeah, so pretty cool, right? Solid Snake versus Cyborg Ninja diorama. Sorry, I showed it to you guys on my phone. I know it's very low rent. It is what it is. Justin Booth says, hey, it's Laser Pants. Yep. No love for the Snorks. Hit the bricks, kid. We're not talking about Snorks or Smurfs or Monchichis or any of that bullshit. None of it. Yeah, they're kind of like the little action fleet. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Nikotronus, what is up, my ninja friend? It's good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Browncoat says, now in the poll, do we select the one we want gone or the one we want to keep? It says you can only have one in the poll. It says Kobayashi Maru, you can only have one. Click the one you want. These are called implied tasks, my friends. Implied tasks. $15 is a fair. What's going on? $15 is a fair price for some Metal Gear Solid merchandise. StreamYard's been lagging lately. A little weird. Billy D reporting for the Daily Dose. Thank you for being here, my man. I greatly appreciate it. We're gonna get into some stuff. Some uncomfortable truths. Kenzo loved Black Star and Mara. Yep, good old Lou Scheimer. Always had the hot women characters. Mm-hmm. That he did.
I don't know, man. Seems kind of gay to me.
I wouldn't know. I never owned any. Mother Slug says, I never watched either, so I just picked one. No option to pick other. No, there's not, because it's a Kobayashi Maru. Right. That's how it goes. I'm doing well, my friend. I'm glad to hear that, man. Just finished some eggs and feta. Ooh, feta makes it better. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. It's fucking StreamYard's weirding out, kids. It just is what it is. See, it's gonna be one of those gay days. Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Heathen Monkeys and Ignorant Savages were edited from the original Johnny Quest, among other of the time's speech. Other speech of the time. I like it. I mean, you guys remember the old Looney Tunes cartoons, right? I mean, they all had like self-minecrafting and all sorts of like, especially the stuff from like, the early 50s, late 40s, lots of Japanese stereotype jokes and stuff. Chad's manipulating our childhood heroes. I feel dirty and violated. Where's my safe space? There is none here. None whatsoever. Just savagery all the time. Raymond says, I love my man Blue Falcon, but in the military, it's a derogatory term. Correct, Chad? Yeah. The term Blue Falcon in the military, it's kind of one of those acronyms. Hey, speaking of which, I'm wearing a shirt that says FUBAR on it. Another military acronym. So Blue Falcon is for the letter B, the letter F, right? Bravo Foxtrot. It means you're a buddy fucker. Yeah. Throw people under the bus. Yep. That's what we call shitbags in the military. We call them Blue Falcons or shitbags. Yeah, whatever. Take your pick. As long as it's gay and not retarded. Yeah, just gay. I need that clip from Quantum Loop where he goes, I'm retarded? Savage Chad, here we go. Yeah, we're going. We're definitely going. But anyway, partake in the fun. Yeah, see, I can see StreamYard's lagging and it's not my internet. Whatever. It might just be time of day. Who knows? Go and vote in a poll. Do you want to keep Space Ghost or do you want to keep Thundar? And you can only have one. That's it. That's all there is to it. Bugs Bunny's War Against the United States is one of my favorite Looney Tunes cartoons, and the Hillbilly episode too. I like the old school Gremlin one with the B-17 bombers. That one's awesome. Anywho, yeah. So go vote in some stuff, kids. Let's kind of slow roll into the main topic here. I don't have dust storms. No dust storms. A lot of rain lately. So I want to talk about this. This movie, Citizen Vigilante, was, dragged through the mud, and it was called, every name in the book, and it's so controversial, and it was banned in Germany, where the director's from, and things like that. Bear 11 Charlie says, I served with a few that earned that shitbag tab. Yeah, no kidding, man. But I want to discuss this. So the movie was banned in Germany, and then Elon Musk, because he's got that FU money, put it on X for free, and it got 20 million views. Crystal clear. Listening to this while at work early. I'm glad you're here and listening, my friend. That's kind of what it's for. Raymond says, Chad, if you know, how did the Blue Falcon term come to be? How'd they choose that? It's just I explained it. B and F, right? It's the letters for buddy and fucker, right? Bravo Foxtrot. It's an acronym. Yep. Sci-Fi Swamp Man says this movie is the European Death Wish. And that's kind of the thing that I really want to I want to get into it, because there's so much still going on these days with cancel culture. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, the culture war, it's over and cancel culture is dead. It's not. It's really not. And I think that's one of those, once you let the genie out of the bottle things, it's really hard to put it back, because people got too comfortable with being ridiculous whenever it suits them. Again, like we talk about, ideologically and emotionally driven. My good man Suka coming in swinging. Uebol hasn't even had 20 million people watch any of his dog shit movies, to be fair. This movie did. I mean, not in the theater, but, you know. Yeah. But that being said, Citizen Vigilante, at its core, aside from, you know, the inconvenient truth of how it speaks to what's been going on in a lot of European countries, specifically Western European countries, current day, the movie, it's just, yeah, I mean, it's Death Wish, it's falling down, it's, you know, give it a name. I've also said it's very akin to Law-Abiding Citizen and things like that. Raymond Sheffield says eye for an eye Citizen Vigilante is rad. Modern viewpoints don't mix well with this movie. Expand on that, Jeff. Jeff says, I think a lot of people's fantasies are fulfilled with this movie, as a lot of people are fed up with a perceived version of their world. It borders on Death Wish, but we live in a modern world. Ken the Band says it's a Punisher film for the Europeans. Vigilante films have always hit a nerve. Too close to home? Question mark. But any of those movies that, you know, you guys have named and I named, they haven't come close to the kind of controversy that this movie has garnered. Before anyone calls me a name, his movies were never good. I don't mind Vengeance Corn. He's just a bad story maker. I mean, yeah, we all have our own opinions on things. I didn't go into this movie saying, oh, I'm going to watch a Uebol movie. He's had a couple good movies. I went into this movie just to see it, you know. I love Falling Down. I still watch Falling Down all the time. The Death Wish movies, right? All his movies are dog shit. Okay. The Titan says people have gotten comfortable with being ridiculous with no consequences. The only way the pendulum will swing back or fuck around and find out in jail time. Yep. Mm-hmm. Citizen Vigilante was the #1 purchase film on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. That's correct. That alone speaks volumes. People want films that entertain us, not educate us or lecture us. Agreed. But it's also, it does have a very current day message about it. And that's kind of where the quote unquote controversy and the, you know, the banning and the censorship comes from. Vengeance Corn. Now that's a band name. Yeah. Anything banned or forbidden automatically gets noticed. Free advertising. That's true. Controversy will always do that. A perfect example, not even related to this movie or movies at all. Think back to when Mortal Kombat came out on consoles. Nintendo censored it. Sega did not. The Genesis version of Mortal Kombat outsold the Nintendo version almost 10-1. That speaks volumes. Just something to think about. But yeah, so I want to talk about this movie, and I want to show a couple of articles, just while we're there, while we're in it, kind of a thing. Of course, it shares the wrong one. My bad. Sorry about that. Window. Let me share this. Let me share it. Okay. Citizen Vigilante starring Armie Hammer. I thought he did a really good job in that movie. Has sparked global controversy due to its violent vigilante plot targeting migrants and corrupt officials. It's banned in Germany and Elon Musk's high-profile digital release. Citizen Vigilante is a 2026 action thriller by Uwe Boll featuring Armie Hammer as Michael Sanders. Blah, 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 blah. If you've seen it, you've seen it. The narrative draws partial inspiration from a 2016 Hamburg case where a 14-year-old girl was, I'm not going to say that, and the perpetrators received suspended sentences. There's a lot of examples of that. A lot. Controversial themes. The film explores vigilante justice, immigration, and societal corruption. It absolutely does. Portraying extreme violence and anti-immigrant themes. I didn't feel that it portrayed any anti-immigrant themes. Now, there's a difference between immigration and assimilation. Now, the movie definitely talks about, when you have immigration without assimilation, this is what you get. Right? These people were not assimilating to whatever European country it was, because it just says Europe. Critics have described the protagonist as a xenomorphic and morally bankrupt. Right? I mean, sure. I guess that's one way to look at it. If you're going to be critical of something, sure, say he's xenophobic and morally bankrupt. But these are the kind of words, right? This stuff right here, this stuff right here. And all they're trying to do is they're trying to keep people from watching it. They're trying to paint it as if you watch it, you're bad. Kind of one of those things. Bear 11 Charlie says, we'll catch the rest on replay later. Have a great show and a great rest of your day. Love you, dude. Take it easy. Aren't all vengeance characters morally bankrupt in a way? I think a lot of them break. Yeah. Again, right? That's the whole theme of Michael Douglas and Falling Down, right? He has that one bad day. It's kind of like his version of the Joker. One bad day. And then he just wants to go home. That's all he wants to do. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. That is true. Tom Kalinske from Mattel came up with that. I did not remember that Postal got banned. Yeah, narc. Yeah, they would throw dirty needles at you. You remember that? Okay. Brandon R. says it's the right message at the right time. Yes, exactly. The vigilantism in the film is a reaction to horrific actions, not immigrants per se. No, that's true. Because, the kids who were on the bus that he catches later, beating somebody else up, they're not immigrants. So, but you got to give labels, right? You got to create these false narratives and these themes. Oh, well, it's this and it's that and blah, blah, blah. The movie's graphic content includes murders, assaults, scenes of retribution against criminals. Well, what's wrong with retribution against criminals? Which some interpret as a critique of political extremism. While others see it as promoting anti-migrant sentiment. See, again, right? Trying to paint that picture that this is what it's about. But again, he's not just walking around targeting migrants. That's not what the movie is about at all. He's not targeting migrants. In fact, of all those kids that, do the thing to the girl and he gets them all in the end, it's really only discussed that one family, immigrated, they didn't assimilate, they chose to not. Right. So What hella super gay stuff do they not ban though? Odyssey. Yeah. Yeah. Suka says nobody goes on a vengeance spree unless they are broken and repercussions are no longer a factor in choices. Yeah, he's I don't want to say he's pretty comfortable walking around because he looks around a lot, which that makes you seem suspect, but you can watch I Spit on Your Grave, no problem. Exactly. Yeah. See, this is a good point right here. I hated Tipper Gore for censorship of games, books, etc. Yeah, the PMRC was Tipper Gore and Hillary Clinton. And a lot of others. Joe Lieberman, he was, I want to say, Al Gore's vice presidential pick. He was all about the creation of the ESRB and censorship. Crazy. There's themes, right? All those people belong to a specific party. Something else to point out. Censorship and Germany bans. Citizen Vigilante was effectively banned in Germany because of FSK Ratings Board refused to grant it an age certification, citing concerns that it incited violence against migrants. Right. Without this rating, commercial theater was impossible. The director criticized the decision of censorship, arguing the film reflects public frustration with authorities and rising crime rates rather than promoting hate. Now, that's something to pay attention to, right? Because we talk a lot about how there's feelings and emotions, and then there's uncomfortable truths, right? So we're going to look at some uncomfortable truths today. Yeah, did anybody see Fauci just pleading the fifth over and over and over? He wouldn't even tell somebody what day it was. What color was the carpet? What color was his tie? That shit was crazy, man. That guy's cooked. Uber Doobie, what's up, man? There was plenty of anti-migrant sentiment against Saxon invasions of Britain. That's going pretty far back. Anyway, and then sure, Elon Musk, he threw it up for free on X for 48 hours. And then we talk about reception and public debate. The film has polarized audiences. I wonder why. Because if you watch the movie, you're this, you're that, you promote this, you endorse that. While critics largely condemn it as violent, incoherent, and morally questionable. How many movies out there are violent, incoherent, and morally questionable? How many? All right. Some conservative commentators and viewers praised it for its boldness and social commentary. This is where they're trying to draw the lines. Critics on this side say this, right? Commentators and critics on this side say that. It's just ridiculous. It's just a freaking movie. The controversy also reignited debates over vigilantism, anti-immigrant narratives, and the responsibilities of social media platforms in amplifying sensitive content. Okay. Good. They need to vote on holding Fauci in contempt. But he was already pardoned. So they're just telling him, like, you were already pardoned. Just talk. And he won't do it. Anyway, whatever. So that's kind of in a nutshell, that's the high level overview of what is what with that. And then Newsweek. Citizen Vigilante has topped the U.S. Amazon chart for movie purchases, also Apple. The film directed, blah, 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 becomes a feared vigilante who targets violent criminals, rapists, and, I shouldn't have said that word, and corrupt judges. Notice it doesn't say anything about migrants in that. Jeez Louise. Okay. Well, we're frozen. I don't know why. There it is. As you were. My bad. First rule of technology, right? Uable said the reason that Citizen Vigilante turned into a massive hit without any advertising budget is simple: the power of social media, which we've all kind of talked about that before. I don't know what the hell is going on with this Newsweek. The movie shows an inconvenient truth, what all other movies out there don't want to show or try to sugarcoat in their productions. The audience wants real films again, bold and with impact about reality. The times of Supergirl and all that crap are over. I don't know why they censored the word crap. Bowles' comments made a direct comparison to the recent blockbuster film Supergirl. Was Supergirl a blockbuster? Anybody? I love to read about how things are skewed. The second outing from James Gunn's DC Studios, presented by James Gunn. Yeah, which stars House of the Dragon, breakout star Millie Alcock, blah, blah, blah. That movie was not a freaking blockbuster at all. Supergirl has been used as a point of comparison with Citizen Vigilante, which has quickly become popular among, there it is again, right-wing commentators. You see what they're all trying to do. It's the same verbiage no matter what sites you pull up. It's almost like they get talking points. Well, the Titan says morally questionable from the far left simply means me no likey, as they typically don't believe in objective morality. But they're all about assassination culture and, you know, unborn babies aren't babies. And we could go on and on and on. Original Darkhawk, what's up? Time to check in for fun with the chat holes and do the poll. I'll rewatch on replay. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I'm not really going to read more about Dr. Fauci. We can get into that later if you guys want to. Cutthroat says, I think the media stirs up outrage and not people to make decisions for themselves. And get people to not make decisions for themselves? Well, yeah, that's why the news isn't called news anymore. It's called media. All of it. Everybody's got an angle. Running out of RAM. Everybody's running out of RAM. AI data centers are buying it up. Yeah, it was a blockbuster flop. Supergirl was not a blockbuster, but these articles want to paint, oh, well, Supergirl was such a blockbuster because, you know, James Gunn's DC, blah, 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 blah. But this movie, right, it's negative, it's this, it's, oh, yeah, right wing. It's none of that stuff. He doesn't talk about who he voted for. Supergirl has been used as a point of comparison with Citizen Vigilante. I already read that part, which has quickly become more popular among blah, blah, blah. Same shitty talking points. The popular right-wing account Libs of TikTok wrote on X, Citizen Vigilante just hit #1 on Amazon Prime. This is the biggest FU to Germany and the open border globalists who really don't want you to see this movie. I don't disagree with that statement at all. It is a big FU to Germany because Germany banned it because they can't have the message of the movie out there. Oh, hey, look. And then it goes on to say the blockbuster Supergirl flopped. And then here's the same crap, right? The exact same talking points. Has ignited controversy on account of its extreme violence and what critics have called anti-immigration status. Again, it's not an anti-immigration stance. It's not. It's an anti, invasion or immigration without assimilation is invasion and the problems that causes, which is accurate. One scene has been widely shared online, shows Hammer's character Minecrafting. Yeah, well, yeah. Notice how it says alleged. It says alleged. Right, yeah, there you go. Seeing that I'm reading Thundar from Dynamite Comics, I will say Thundar, also a cartoon ahead of its time. Well, as long as you put it in the poll, that's all that matters. All that matters. Push the fake BS in order to get the message out there. That's the message. That's always the message. Absolutely. Matt, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Making controversy is how you make money. I mean, it's one way. I'm a firm believer in the phrase, there are very many ways, there's very rarely the way. I mean, you just make something good. Just a thought. I never had Uable being more legit than Chris Nolan on my 2026 dance card. Fact, right? Absolutely. Stern had an angle. Who's Stern? What are we talking about? Howard Stern? I don't know. That's just vague. Supergirl isn't even going to pass the Marvels. Nope, it's not. Yep. Flopbuster. DCU, Dead Cinematic Universe. Well, we can get into that another time. Absolutely. Mother Slug says it's not the movie, it's the director. Hollyweird go after because that director, I guess, didn't follow Hollyweird's checklist, so all movies get flagged as bad. No, this definitely is not a Hollywood movie. Not even at all. See, I love you to death, man. But the deflection, Uable. This isn't about the director. It's about the movie. Right? That, to me, again, I love you very much. That's just fucking deflecting. He did. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. And the people who shit on this, they praise Rampage. It's like the same people that said, "Oh, well, V for Vendetta is a great movie because it's about how George W. Bush is bad." You guys remember that? Mm-hmm. And it was the same crap with the 2016 Paul Feig Ghostbusters and Hillary Clinton, and they politicized the shit out of it. Well, if you don't like it and you don't watch it, well, you're a sexist. But if you watch this movie that talks about like legitimate current day problems, you're all this other stuff. Yeah. He fought a critic. Yep. Uable fought a critic straight up. The real question behind the flood of immigrants into Western countries, migrants, not immigrants, there's a difference, is who benefits. That part is suspiciously rarely addressed. Yeah, well, that's why you see a term, and again, right, talking points. It's all talking points because in two separate articles, almost the identical verbiage. Diversity is our strength. Whose? How? We're gonna get into uncomfortable truths about diversity, and it's really no one's strength except for the people who abuse it. Ted Trooper, I'm sorry, TD3 Trooper. My bad. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Ken the Band says we all have breaking points. You never know when that will happen, but when it does, accountability takes a backseat to survival. Unleashing hell on those. Huh? Yeah. Brandon R., completely changing the subject. Well, you know what? We're going to talk about this next week. I already made all the thumbnails. They're already all posted. Ryan Gosling from the Ghost Rider reveal is actually on the thumbnail. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that next week. Not harming the innocent is the difference between a psychopath and a survivor. Well, I mean, that's why they say he's a vigilante, right? Because he goes after people who engage in criminality. That's what he does in the movie. It just so happens that, criminality is on the rise in Western countries with certain groups, and you can't get away from those hard facts. Lord of Brooklyn, what's up? Good to see you here on Mandatory Fun. Thanks for being here. We're not talking about that right now. I think you guys need to save that shit for later. Chad Dreadnought K6 asked me to tell you he's not able to chat in the stream. I don't know, man. Tell him to use his other account. I swear to God, it's like you're all fucking privates. What the fuck, man? Yeah, tell him to use his other account. I'm not going to dig through that shit right now. Unity is strength. What do we mean by unity, though? Are you talking about diversity or what? Oh my God, you guys are fucking ridiculous today. It's like that one movie Nicole Kidman with Zac Efron. Everybody had a problem with her because she peed on him. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you very much. Thank you, James. I appreciate you very much. Yeah. Anyway, gonna move on from this. So, Edward, what's up, man? Please don't play any more of those scary videos again. That's like it's part of the thing around here. I can't guarantee that I won't. So, Jim Largo says, paraphrasing, everything's Hasbro's fault. Whatever. Anyway, okay. So now we know where everybody in, mass media kind of stands on this movie and their arguments. Take them or leave them, whatever. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it very much. Just kidding. Play them all you want. Oh, man. Guess what you get? Nobody asked for it yet, but here it is. Anywho, yeah. So I'm going to remove this and show you guys some stuff that people probably won't like. And that's okay. So here we go. This is from the Daily Mail. Rejected asylum seeker who pushed a 16-year-old girl to her death under a train while she spoke to her grandfather is sentenced to psychiatric care. From Iraq. Right. That's it. That's it. That's all he gets. If anyone remembers, just recently, they had a pride parade in Berlin. And this guy in the picture on the far right at the top, he drove a frickin' panel van through it. Minecrafted, injured, etc. This woman, this is her statement. I hoped, past tense, that the Berlin Pride attacker was not a foreigner, but a white Christian man. This activist said that she hoped it was a white Christian man. Because one, they want to continue the narrative that whites and Christians are bad, the worst. Two, they don't want this stuff getting out because it's bad. It's bad for their narrative. Your eyes are burning from the bush, Wookie? Hey, look, blame Edward. He invoked it, man. So yeah, it's all good. So yeah, this is a no shit quote. She hoped that the person who was the Berlin Pride attacker was a white Christian, because remember, you can't be racist toward white Christians. This is actually old. So 113 churches vandalized and or burned to the ground. But it's actually a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. Right? So this is the inconvenient truth that people don't want to hear because it doesn't fit with that narrative that diversity is our strength and blah, blah, blah. And that movie's just, it's racist and it's horrible and it's all this crap. But yeah. Well, let's see. Over 300 churches have been burned in the UK and France alone between 2018 and 2024. So this article is really only getting up to 2024, and it's been getting worse, with additional incidents across other European countries. Notice how they just kind of glaze over that, often involving arson and sometimes accidental causes. Well, yeah, I didn't ask Chad to play it. Kenzo says, just put Sydney on In Between the Nightmare for a palate cleanser. Bush Wookie. Oh, crap. Okay. Look, we're going to try it out right now because there it is. Ready? See if this helps.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
That person's a fucking freak. See if this helps. Did that make it better? Maybe. Because this is better. Anyway, it's twisted that her focus wasn't on the tragedy, but the attacker's identity. Exactly. Because again, it's not about people. It's all just pawns on the board to fit the narrative. They need that narrative to stick. It's the same thing. Like, I mean, these mass Minecraft situations that have been going on over here in the States, a lot of us, we're waiting. Is it the Buffalo Bills of this world, or is it the Squiggles? That's what we're waiting to find out. And they're all like, come on, be a white Christian. Come on, be a white Christian. Nope. Yeah. Okay. So that's better. Yeah. That's the music from my Chad Holes After Dark. Yeah. Serious bizarro world shenanigans. Normal action reaction is being suppressed. Yep. Thundar and the Bush Wookie will inherit the broken shell of civilization. Nah, no, I don't think so. Hendo, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Kevzilla forgot his name. Was that after the second clip? Probably. Hey, I was just going to ask about that. No, it's too late. Yep. Raymond says, I'm not a negative person, but how far are we going to let the idiocracy continue as the human race? Yep. Brandon R., over 26 churches burned in Canada since 2021. Nobody really investigating who did it, even though it's known arson. Weird. So, migration increases, as does the crime rates, as does the burning down of churches. But citizen vigilante is the problem. The movie is the problem. Yeah. I told you guys I would do it. I did it. I don't remember Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ getting this much hate. It got a good amount. Yeah. He's working on the sequel about the resurrection. Catch the replay. Okay, bye. Bye. Good to see you. Yeah, so averaging roughly one per week between 2018 and 2024. That's the average. One church burning down a week throughout the UK and France. Though the actual number may be higher due to incomplete data from France. Go fucking figure. Incomplete data from France. Because they don't. None of these countries want their narratives destroyed. Germany bans a movie because it's bad against their narrative. France doesn't want to report this stuff. It's bad against the narrative. All these countries that are like, no. Diversity is our strength. Migrants, yeah, they're great people. Same with Minnesota, right? Tim Walz. In France, 102 arson attacks on churches were reported between 2018 and 2022. Many classified as hate crimes targeting Christians. What? In a 3-week period from late August to mid-September, 9 Catholic churches across Europe were set on fire. Weird. Fucking Notre Dame. That was crazy to watch that burn. Yeah, so here's a bunch of notable incidents, causes and motivations. I mean, yeah, you're always going to have accidental fires, right? I mean, that's why we have fire departments. Broader context, rise in church fires reflect social tensions, secularization, and the cultural diversity challenges. Oh, there it is. There's the term, cultural diversity challenges. Dude, Patrick Strauko, what is up? Thank you for gifting 5 channel memberships. I don't have the gifted one on here, but this is for you.
Wolverines! Wolverines! Hell yeah!
Hell yeah. Congratulations to the 5 of you who won those channel memberships. I don't have my stream up, so I'm not going to name you out. Jeffy could put it in the chat if he really wanted to. Welcome to the chat holes. Thank you very much, Patrick. Tim Wall's fake piece of shit says, I'm a veteran. Did he? He says he's a vet? Dang, you doing a stream daily now? Yes. Uh-huh. I've been talking about it for like 2 weeks. I love you and your hair. I'm sorry you just got there. Hendo says, yeah, people got mad about the passion, but people also got mad at Agora? Or was that Argo? I don't know. Both great movies, and they get madder when I rewatch them. You're talking about Argo? With Batfleck? I don't know. Crystal Clear says, if this happened in certain countries, the perpetrators would have been hunted down and hung by their... Yeah. Uh-huh. At best, that's what they would have got. That is correct, the Titan. Christians are now the most persecuted religious group. That is accurate. We're still here because Christ is king. Edward says, Wolverines, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, look at that. Lord of Brooklyn, Cutthroat, Suka, Daniel, and Fred. Booyah. Yeah. Raymond says, I was getting into the band Ghost until I saw most of their crowds are blue-haired lefty wokies. It is what it is, right? Yeah. Anyway, moving on from this, cultural diversity challenges in Europe. Duh. France in particular has seen a high number of incidents highlighting concerns about preserving Christian heritage amid changing demographics and religious pluralism. That's the causality right there. Amid changing demographics and religious pluralism. Media coverage and social media often amplify these events, sometimes fueling narratives about immigration or religious conflict. Well, that's called causality. You literally just said it right here and then dodge it right there. So that's that bullshit. Say it, but don't say it and then dodge it. Church fires in Europe are significant and ongoing issues with hundreds of incidents reported in recent years, and it's been getting worse. Remember, this article only goes to 2024 because the worse it gets, it, again, does not fit their narrative. So as more churches are burned, they're even doing it in Japan, too. Japan. They're burning down temples in Japan. A 1,000-year-old temple just got burned to the ground last week in Japan. A substantial number are deliberate, reflecting broader social, cultural, and religious tensions. Countries most affected include, I wonder why. And no reason? Yeah. Jeffy says, got some bad news for you if you like punk rock, a way to let people determine your enjoyment. It just kind of ends. You just kind of lose your train of thought there. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you meant Argo. A lot of people have issue with Argo too because of the whole Iranian revolution. Gotcha. That's their thing. They push it but can't stand by it, or sometimes have no clue what it is. Yeah, absolutely. It's the same thing with the toy activists. They don't know what the shit they're talking about. Robert's Infinite Realms, what's up, my dude? At work again, but saying, hey, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Anyway, just wanted to kind of cover that. So this is where we get into the discussion of, is the movie the problem? Or is it the message of the movie hits home and is accurate? And that's why people have to rally against the movie. That's the question. I saw the movie. I mean, I don't like it as much as Law Abiding Citizen because I really like Gerard Butler. You know, and Jamie Foxx, he's a great actor. And Gerard Butler, I mean, he is beast mode in that movie. Beast mode. Yeah. And that's what it is when you break it down to brass tacks. Why did Larry Hama throw a fit about it? He doesn't talk about movies regularly. He threw a fit about it because of the message of the movie, because it destroys the narrative of all those types, even though he loves to dodge that he is. Yeah, it destroys that narrative. When I figured out how to play audio for clips, yeah, I checked it out earlier. I figured it out, kids. All right, so again, yeah, so we're going to get into some truth that hurts right now. We're going to get into a little bit more, and then we can just bullshit about whatever you guys want to bullshit about. Again, the whole thing about the mandatory fun, it's not supposed to be about one topic, but I like to get through the topic before we start talking about weird shit. Here you go, from the New York Post. Illegal migrant minecrafted 2 women in savage Long Island minecrafting. Okay. But goes against the narrative. Illegal El Salvadorian migrant. 2 women, including mom of 2, working at Wendy's to support her family. That's that guy. Yeah. Same dude, right? That's him right there. Illegals open fire on packed Texas highway. Families targeted in road rage horror. I don't know if anyone's seen this clip, the actual video. It's crazy. They're just firing away like crazy. Here's a mirror for you so you can watch every minute we share with each other. Yeah, and then he tells him, if you close your eyes, I'm gonna remove your eyelids. Nobody likes that our system didn't send out. It was seen as good versus evil. It proved that we might be a little flawed. Nobody likes that. Trying to gather where you're going with that. Hey, Duarte likes fun. Want to touch base on these fucking flock cameras? Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. All these like speeding cameras and things like that. An officer has to be present. They have to witness the infraction. They have to calibrate their radar every day. Ask me how I know. Yeah, those cameras, that's just freaking entrapment. And the funny thing is with speed trap cameras, here where I live, you know, your ticket, if a police officer pulled you, it'd be like $30. From the camera, it's $100. But here's the thing. That's a civil issue. So if you don't pay it, you're not going to get like a bench warrant or anything. Ask me how I know. Jim Largo says, I'll never understand the lefty attraction to extreme Islam. Most of the blue hair mafia would be deleted with prejudice in certain countries. Well, yeah, that's exactly. Look at what happened with the Islamic Revolution in Iran. They used all of the leftist, far liberal females, and all of those people. They use them. The people, just like you see in the United States now. The far left, and some of them say they want socialism, some of them say they want communism, some of them say they want anarchy, but they don't know, because they all just want the same thing. They want whatever is not going on right then and there. And once the Ayatollah got in and the regime took hold, all those people got Minecrafted. Absolutely. They're just useful idiots. Green Frog RC, chewing gum and public speaking. It seems at least you've mastered chewing with your lips closed. Curious to hear a bit about this toy activist you mentioned. I got a bunch of those. A whole bunch. Is my gum chewing bothering you? If it is, I can spit it out. I'm always chewing gum. So it's just kind of the thing. Are we playing taps with Jeff? What's with all the half messages? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. No idea. Yeah, definitely Duarte. It's all about surveillance state stuff. And the funny thing is, the UK has been about surveillance state forever. And, weird. People are burning down churches and they can't figure out who. Uh-huh. Right. Blake Tarpley, I see you. Flock Camera's CEO, when pushed, always brings up Amber Alerts, but we all know the difference between intent and application. Boom. Stated intent and application. Absolutely, man. 100%. Chewing gum and kicking ass. What's up, Chad? What's up, Blake? It's good to see you, dude. Thanks for being here. Apparently, we have a new system around here, Blake. I show Nightmare Fuel and then I show something else. So we're gonna give it a shot. You ready? Let's give it a shot.
Chad, how insensitive of you.
And then this. I don't know. We'll see. I can't keep playing two clips at once, though. Jeffy says, I'm doing 30 things at once, so I'll hear something, be 3 minutes behind, and respond. I don't think it's the matter of the timing of the response. It's that they're like half statements. Take us on the emotional roller coaster ride, baby. You know it. I absolutely will. CJ says, my JLA shelf looks better with Wonder Woman. Women. Wonder plural. Have to have Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Yeah, you do. That's DC's Holy Trinity right there. You got to have them all. Absolutely. Anyway, moving on from this one. So, diversity is our strength here. Diversity is our strength here. Yep. 12-year-old girl by 2 illegal Venezuelan immigrants in Houston, or migrants, right? There's a difference. There you go. I'm just going to read that. Dragged under a bridge, blah, 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 for hours. Tied up, dumped in a bayou. Deadly cost of diversity first policies. But again, there are thousands and thousands of horrible, sad examples of this. Any guesses which female pictures considers herself a 10? No, I don't know. Tell me. You tell me. Yep. You just need a mashup of Nightmare Fuel with massive jugs. Problem solved. You're welcome. No. We can't water down the Nightmare Fuel, kids. You guys know it's been a thing for years. Years. No. So you're saying Sydney Sweeney does not consider herself a 10. Is that what you're saying, Green Frog? I believe that's what you're getting at. Anyway, moving on from this one. Here you go. These are the kind of uncomfortable facts, like quantifiable facts, that people who got, internet angry about a movie like Citizen Vigilante, this is why they're mad about the movie. They're not mad about the movie. They're mad that the movie initiates conversation about this shit. That's the difference. It's not that, oh yeah, he's a crappy director. Okay, right? I mean, Suka said it like 48 times. Jeffy said it too. I don't think he's Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg, he's a crappy director now too. So that's the reality of that elephant in the room. However, this is why people are so against Citizen Vigilante. This is why Germany banned Citizen Vigilante. Stuff like this. You got it. I'll spell check twice. My apologies. Okay, Green Frog. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's from what I understand, she's pretty humble. I'm not like a Sydney Sweeney stan, you know what I mean? But yeah. Illegal migrants, 13,000 Americans in 2024 alone. Again, this is 2 years old. The numbers are worse now. Total number of Minecrafting in the U.S. in 2024 was 20,162. 20% of that was probably Chicago. Yeah. 64% of all Minecrafting in the United States in 2024. 64%. This is why whenever I see all these toy activists, right, and they take their little Lego figure and they put a, FK Ice sign in their Lego figure's hand, and they think that they're like, yeah, I'm sticking it to the fucking chuttos. This is why they're full of shit. Because that's what they care about. They don't care about this 12-year-old. They don't care about, people who are just driving on the freeway. They don't care about these two women at Wendy's. And there's thousands and thousands of examples of this stuff. But, FK Ice, right? Yeah, Captain America would beat up Ice. Frank Castle would blah, 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 blah. But this, they don't care about that. These 20,162 people, they don't give a shit. Not even a little. When have you ever heard one of these freaking hypocritical, pathetic toy activists ever say anything about these people? Americans, born and bred, going about their daily lives. And then they, their subscription just gets canceled because what? Diversity? No. That's why people have a problem with Citizen Vigilante. Are the people that are upset about Citizen Vigilante saying anything about Marvel's Punisher? No. No. Because again, it's about the message. It's not about the movie. It's about the message. Wolverine says, what's up? What's up, dude? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. CJ says, okay, he isn't a good director, but I respect the message he put out with the Citizen Vigilante movie, and maybe this movie is awesome. Maybe he found his thing. I like it. But I'm not sitting there like picking it apart because of, A, B, and C, and I need some kind of reason for my agenda to pick it apart. I watched it for what it was. I mean, I thought Armie Hammer, like, he freaking brought it home with that. What blows my mind is that these toy activists think they are actually making a difference. Well, only amongst themselves. It's always like you look at one person post a thing and they tag like 6 accounts on it, and then all 6 accounts, yeah, it's a cyclical thing with them. These are the same people who can't even control their feelings or household. Shit's wild. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, these are the people that, right in my outro, all the people melting down in public spaces who should be ashamed of themselves. That's what it is. For next week, we're going to talk about activists, just activists in general. Anita Sarkeesian's one of them, just kind of going back to the well with Anita there. Because she is an activist that directly affected the trajectory of video games. We're still seeing issues with that today. The other woman on that thumbnail with the frickin' vagina beanie, she is a real big fucking Barbie toy activist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How funny would it be if the highway victims shot back? The attackers would have scattered like the bitches they are. The attackers probably would have sued them. That's the world we live in. Yeah. Edward says, so what's the point? Why do they do it? You talking about the toy activists? Because they get attention from each other. Yeah. I mean, they get a lot of traction with that stuff. If you go down that rabbit hole and just look at the engagement, that shit is wild. It's wild. Crazy. So nobody in serious politics is ever going to say, thank you, your dolly posing has saved democracy. We're also not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. But saying democracy, 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 that's part of the message as well, which we're not. I need to watch a bunch of movies like this: Citizen Vigilante, Sound of Freedom, and Run, Hide, Fight. Hey, what about Judgment Night? You guys like Judgment Night? Go rewatch Falling Down. Yeah, that's a great movie. Jim Smith, that's not a real statistic. Okay, sure. National U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement docket accumulated over a period of 40 years and does not mean they are all free in the U.S. or that they killed 13,000 recent victims. That's vague. Are you upset because of the numbers? Is this one of those things like, oh, you're just saying fake shit? Is that what it is? Again, whenever I talk about uncomfortable stuff, there's always somebody that pops in and says, oh yeah, that's right? Mm-hmm. Crazy how people can pretend to be something they are not. Most of these toy activists have never been punched in the face, and it shows. So much talking and zero action. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like Judgment Night, but it's got Dennis Leary in it, so you know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Society has normalized mental illness. Most of those toy activists need therapy and God. Well, I mean, but first of all, they kind of need some empathy in their lives. So The Patriot needs to be a mandatory watch for all Americans. I just watched it on the 4th of July. Yep. Billy, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Billy says, appreciating the tough conversation today. Sometimes you just have to. Yeah, sometimes you should. So, am I fear-mongering? Is that what you're saying? I believe in strong borders and deportation. I don't believe in spreading fake news or fear-mongering. Yeah, Jim Smith, do me a favor. Get me the statistic from CBP, Custom and Border Patrol, of OTMs that cross the border. Do you know what OTM is? If you believe in strong borders and deportations, you would know what the acronym OTM is when we talk about Customs and Border Patrol. Other than Mexicans. Get me the hard data of OTMs that have been crossing the border for the past 5 years. Because that shit will blow some people's fucking minds. Yeah. Jeff says, I think any form of protest will always be called attention seeking by outside sources. Yeah, it's turning into the cool thing to do by many, and it's frustrating as shit. Oh, there you go. I know, Chad, but politicians, they parrot and or want to pat on the back from would say democracy. Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's a top-down thing. Absolutely. You are 100% correct. How many elected representatives? Nobody uses that term anymore. Have you noticed that? They say elected officials because it seems like too many people are comfortable with being told what to do by these people that we elect to go represent us. I think that's a problem as well, but all those elected representatives who call themselves officials rather than representatives. There you go. 3.2 million illegal migrants in 2023 who were not from Mexico. Think about that. Right? From like a homeland security kind of standpoint. Think about that. Yeah. It's crazy. They closed all the mental institutions, let them roam free, then normalize their issues. Now we're dealing with it. Absolutely. 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is exactly right. Where some are doing that, others believe they want to make a difference. Toys just aren't it, in my humble opinion. I think a lot of people want to feel like they make a difference in, small ways to great ways. People want to feel like they make a difference. The thing is it altruistic, or is there like some kind of underlying reason? That's kind of the difference, right? But we see time and again, it's harder with toys to discuss it and really show it than it is with gaming, comics, movies. Toys, you're still going to get the toy. Oh, hey, speaking of which, check this out. Let me remove this because this is making a couple people uncomfortable. I'm sorry you're uncomfortable by numbers. Hey, Matt LaCroix just sent me this in the mail. And it was signed by Seth Green. This is Short Fry, the combat cook from Strike Force Alpha. Yeah, so I got this from my good brother, Santa Matt. And yeah, he and Seth Green were hanging out. And Seth signed it for me, who I'm still trying to get on the show. But maybe we'll get there and maybe we won't. Yeah, making a difference. I see a lot of people wanting to make a difference in tearing shit down. Right? You could argue that some of these migrants think they're making a difference for Allah by burning down churches or, things like that. So people that tell the truth make a difference. I wish that were I wish that were truer than it is. People that tell the truth get fucking beat down a lot. Gerard O'Connor, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good evening, all. Greetings from the Emerald Isle. I showed a bunch of statistics, Gerard, about all the churches being burned down in your neck of the woods. Yeah. People see Batman fighting cops. And fuck cops, Batman says so. No, Batman has never openly attacked a non-corrupt police officer. That's true. I mean, if there was like one in his way and he had to get away, like, Jeffy, you and I have talked about this at length, but like in year one, I mean, there were some cops that were just there doing their job, following orders, and yeah. He has defended himself. He is a criminal. Yeah, exactly. And even Chuck Dixon was talking about that because all these people using absolute Batman to crush ICE agents because ICE bad. Yeah, that's that shit right there. Hendo says I'm the opposite. Politicians are on borrowed time. They should be. Yeah, they should all be on term limits. Every election we come to collect because they work for us. Unfortunately, my parents were unique with that upbringing in my generation. That's how it should be. Not this party line thing. Oh, I'm voting across party lines. What's the statistics of people who are in positions being reelected? It's pretty high. It's pretty high. Patrick says, I'm happy to have a base stream to watch that isn't an echo chamber and focusing on facts. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I really do. People have short attention spans. Remember the burning of Notre Dame? Yeah, I talked about that. I showed that on a webpage we were just looking at. Hey, guys, remember 9/11? Look what's going on in New York. That is the perfect example of short attention spans. Yeah, we will never forget. We will never forget. Sure. The truth remains the truth, even when in the minority of one. The comment of the day that we're going to get to, it's not actually a comment, it's a quote. So Jim Largo says we need a cook-off between the Culinary Commando and Roadblock. Ooh, I would watch that. I would watch that cook-off. Great American Cook-Off. Mm-hmm. Jeff says some people think of me as a nut. So felt the need to speak up about my views on some of this. No biggie. Yeah, it's totally cool. 100%. The Titan says the tough part in trying to review the numbers is that the FBI and other agencies do not collect immigration status data in its Uniform Crime Reporting UCR program. CBP probably is the closest. Not only that, NCIC databases, they don't have certain races in the drop down. So a lot of them they get classified as white. That's the thing. I can tell you that from experience. Headway with political sphere, hell no. To govern by definition is to control. Well, that's why we were designed to be a constitutional republic, right? We were designed to be representative and not a democracy. The word democracy doesn't exist. Federalist Papers, Declaration of Independence, Constitution, anywhere. Democracy does not exist. People said the same thing about Pearl Harbor. We will never forget. To most, it's just a saying to go along with others. Yeah. To go along with others, it's actual life to them. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, man. No truer statement right there, Gerard O'Connor from Powder Keg is how I personally would describe my island currently. I hope you guys win. You need to, because what's the alternative? You know what I mean? What's the alternative? Yeah. You're going to be diversified into nothingness. That's what it's going to be right there. So I don't know, man. Oh yeah. I got, look, I was talking about this one who was asking about toy activists, and I was just talking about her. I didn't realize I had her in here. Yeah. So again, when we look at this, which, you know, oh, that's blah, 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 and then quiet as a church mouse, right? We look at these statistics. We look at this. We look at this. We look at that, right? And again, there's thousands more examples. I have hundreds of these, hundreds of them in my phone. But then you get to this. Yeah. So that's her right there. In Washington, D.C., because of course, and then there's her little Barbie, right? She does the Barbie stuff. Speak up for women, for diversity, for public education, for immigrants, for democracy. There it is, right? For democracy. We're not a democracy, but with the vagina hat. And then you got this. Yeah. Her Instagram is Toybox Rebel. So total fangirl over Nancy Pelosi. Mm-hmm. I don't really think we need to get into all of Nancy Pelosi's bullshit, right? Yep. But you know what this woman right here, Toy Box, whatever the fuck, you know what she never does? She never once makes a little Barbie photo of all the people who are getting Minecrafted, over diversity. She only cares about diversity. That's it. That's all she cares about. They look related. They kind of do, don't they? Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, Slade on Slade wants to let you know that he's having Windows installed. Yeah. This Barbie chick's an asshole. She is fucking cooked. She's cooked. She's the one, when I had Craig on from Side Scrollers on Sunday, that image of the black and the brown Barbie, all like, hey, white women, do a better job raising young men because, white people are bad and they're so racist. She's as white as that fucking monument behind her. She's the one who made that image. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ah, yes. We can't know what's in the bill until we pass it. She's also the one when reporters, independent journalists walk up and ask her stuff about, migrant crimes and this and that. And she's like, you're a racist, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nancy who now? Nancy Pelosi. This one right there. Looks like a piece of leather on a mop. Poster child for term limits. 100%. That is Nancy Pelosi. No, it's not her daughter. It's not. Look, we can't talk about fake news around here. Yeah. Pay to play politics no matter the party. Yeah, which sucks, right? Totally sucks. 610, what's up? They get minor help from us and then turned back into the streets to hurt someone else. Oh, was that the second part of something? Holy shit, the mummy exists.
It's science, people! Science!
Womp womp. I'm sorry, I missed it. Yeah. 610 started off by saying, as a mental health worker, our jails are clogged with people that really need to be in an institution. They do. Absolutely. They have closed nearly every place we have here in Alabama and now no beds for them. Yep. Yeah, they turn around and just put them right back on the street. That's what you're saying. Get minor help and then they're turned back to the streets. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, see, exactly. Punisher didn't give a shit what your political stance is. Are you a criminal or are you not? That's it. Frank would have Minecrafted Charlie Kirk's Minecrafter. Exactly. But according to people like this and her friends that do all this dumb shit, right, and virtue signal and skew things, no, Punisher would be going after police, federal agents, three-letter agencies, things like that, because they're all bad. They don't support the message. Yeah, that's how that would be. Hey, G.I. Joe has saved several democracies. G.I. Joe saved Hasbro 3 times. How about that? And gets treated like shit. The claim that undocumented immigrants, you mean illegal aliens, killed 13,000 Americans misrepresents a government data figure. The number 13,099 refers to the total number of non-citizens with homicide convictions. I don't see where you're going there. I'm sorry, I don't see where you're going there. So the number's wrong or the number's not wrong? Yeah. Gotcha. Cool figure. This is a cool figure? That one right there? Is that cool? Is that what you're talking Jeffy says it's not my job to make a difference. Maybe once. I just want to retire and eat cheeseburgers and drink soda pop until I die. It's good to have goals, man. I already did all that. So Brandon R. from Canada is asking Gerard O'Connor from Ireland, did you make any headway with the convoys in the news lately? Are the politicians finally getting the message? I would like to hear the response. Oh, possibly another quote from Benjamin Franklin. A democracy is 51% of wolves deciding for the 49% sheep. What's for dinner? The founding fathers knew that democracies, they always caved in on themselves. House Hendo, we got Mayor Wu up in Boston. She's our mom Donnie, and we just reelected because there was no opposition, so no vote. Jesus H. It's sad that Boston and Concord, right? Those were the sparks for the American Revolution, and look at how Massachusetts is now. It's crazy. Yeah. Green Frog says, as non-New York City, upstate New Yorker, we not only pay for New York City, but get lumped in by saying New York, but skipping the city clarifier. Yep. Memories are shorter than ever, undeniably, though. Yeah, it sucks, right? It absolutely sucks. Yeah, New York State definitely has to deal with a bunch of New York City's bullshit. Hey, Gerard O'Connor says, fun fact. Is it Ireland created whiskey in the 14th century and then saw no cultural development until the 17th century? Okay. Yep. Brown Barbie doll told me to tell everyone here, hello. Oh, really? I don't think Brown Barbie doll would say that. Probably say that, we're all this, that, and the other thing. What's up, Big M? Good to see you, man. This is nightmare fuel, or this one's nightmare fuel? Which one? I'd say both. Just me. Yeah. The problem with institutions is that they were underfunded, understaffed, overburdened. I almost said overtaxed, but yeah, burden would probably be the better word to describe that. I mean, sometimes it wasn't even abuse, and there was abuse. I mean, there was abuse of patients by staff, abuse of patients by other patients because the understaffing, underfunding, and yeah, it was bad. But the reality is there was a need, and then there was a vacuum. And now they're all just running around like 610 was saying. So yeah, it sucks. Like it really sucks. I personally watch a lot of ghost stuff. They're always going to asylums talking about the history of these places. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible shit. So it is definitely a black eye on healthcare overall. And I've always believed in, self-care and mental health and things like that, but I'm not going to get into that. So, yep. Proper context to toy activists is like holy water to a vampire. Well, it's not just toy activists. It's any activists, man. Any activist. If they're all about an agenda and a message, you can't give them facts. You can't give them like quantifiable things because facts are their kryptonite. Empathy is an admirable human trait, but it has no place in the defense of democracy. Well, thanks, Mother Slug. My signed Seth Green figure is cool. I appreciate that. The number is wrong in the meme as it states that's how many murders illegals committed in 2024. CBP data has 2024 murder convictions. Well, you're talking about convictions. At 29, not 13. That's a huge discrepancy, man. That's a fucking ridiculous discrepancy. Anarchy is a symptom of communist subversion. Somebody should send that to fucking Ghetto Dahmer. He thinks he's an anarchist. He's not an anarchist. Because if he was an anarchist, he'd be against everything. And he's not against everything. Yeah. All those people who say, oh, yeah, I'm a this, that, or the other thing, and diversity is our strength, and hate has no home here. But then they turn around and, right, the unfortunate part that drags around behind it is, but, you know, you're not welcome here, you're not welcome here, you're not welcome here, we hate you, we'll silence you, we'll Minecraft you. Yeah, exactly. Gerard says, my country put a teacher in prison because he refused to refer to a child by anything other than their biological gender. Many, many fights to be fought. Dicey times. Yep. We had it too good. Western civilization. We just had it too good. And now we're all paying the price for it. 100%. Brown Barbie doll would call y'all sugar. Or honey child. If you're from the South, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. The sugar. Hi, sugar. Mm-hmm. Mother Slug says, today's life is like a nonstop show of Jerry Springer. All the wackos. Fuck yeah. And they're proud of it, too. They're proud that they're, like, fucked up. The old asylum in Poughkeepsie, New York, just burned down accidentally. It was a beautiful building. Somebody torched it. Oh, murder. Murder. Sorry. I apologize for the murder dogs. Many asylum claimants in Canada right now clogging the system and being paid $270 a day, a fucking day, plus hotel stay, who came over for FIFA World Cup and decided to claim asylum instead of going home. See that, kids. Oh my Jesus. Hey.
That's that bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Who's a retardicus? Retardicus Maximus. Slade says they're both so raggedy looking, no wonder they're angry. Nancy Pelosi, like, did you guys see what she did when the King of England came over? And she's all about that whole no kings crap. And she was just kissing that man's ass. Kissing his ass. Reality is getting less real daily. Idiocracy, here we come. I think I need to watch that movie. Yeah, I think I do. Medieval Alchemist, what's up, man? Stopping by to say yo, Joe. Staying for a few to see the crazy show. Yo, Joe, thank you for being here, my dude. Your dog barking made my dog go look out the window to see what's going on. I'm sorry. It's not my dog. That's the ma'am's dog. My dog's the sweet white one. Hey, sorry. Developers wanted it, and it was designated. Oh yeah, historical buildings have to accidentally burn down by lightning, right? That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit right there too. Gerard has the Anarchy A tattooed on his neck. First thing people say when they notice it is, "Oh, is that the Avengers?" That's like when I go to cons. Well, when I used to, when I was still part of the G.I. Joe Finest Costume Club before all that crap went down with, you know, trying to dox Bobby Vala and send him dead animals in the mail. And the ma'am and I walked away after that. I would always main as a Cobra officer, the officer. And the ma'am would main as the Baroness. And then if she changed to a different costume, then I would change to one that kind of went along with it, right? Lady J, Flint, Cobra Officer, Baroness, right? On and on and on. Because I got to make sure weirdos don't try to touch my wife. I would always get, oh, hey, look, it's Cobra Commander. Oh, fuck, man. Seriously? Most people don't really know G.I. Joe. But yeah, exactly. I feel your pain there. Officer Odie's on patrol. She's actually lying right next to me on the floor now. She got tired from trying to murder, death, kill. HGC, what's up, dude? Got a jet, bros? Hope y'all solve toy politics. Nobody can. I gotta solve a 3D model error on a big ass interstate roadwork. Damn, dude. Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate you very much. What else we got? Oh yeah, I gotta play it. I'm contractually obligated. Here we go. I forgot that this was next. This kind of goes along with everything we were talking about from, apparently the Nostradamus-like George Orwell. The further a society drifts from the truth, notice it doesn't say democracy or any of that bullshit, the more it will hate those who speak it. Coincides with all that stuff, right? People want to stand up for democracy, stand up for immigrants, stand up for this, stand up for that, stand up for women's rights, right? Women's reproductive rights, we know what that means, right? You should know what that means. It's code for something. Yep. Stand up for sexual rights. That means taxpayers need to pay for my weird surgeries. But they don't want to stand up for law-abiding people that are just trying to live their lives who get Minecrafted all the time. Yeah. Crystal Clear says, as someone who cosplayed Cobra Commander, I'm slightly offended. You should be, yeah. In the 2019 movie Split, it's a good movie, the Nut Hut Asylum where they were was in, is that Lehigh Valley State Asylum? Torn down right after the movie. Make Orwell fiction again. Yeah, we should keep a hold of that one. Yeah, we should. George Orwell must have been a time traveler. He got so many things right. He freaking did, man. He did. He really, really did. And that's why I chose this as the comment of the day, even though it's a quote. It's not a direct comment from someone, but it really applies to all this stuff that we're seeing going on. You can't speak. Yeah, Lehigh. Thank you, Jim. You can't speak the truth. You speak the truth and people are going to silence you. It's a problem. It's a real big problem. It's going on right now in the world. I want to talk about this at some point. 100% make Orwell fiction again. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. We'll have to start using that. MOFA. Yeah, we'll have to start using that. Anyway, this is kind of a palate cleanser. We can jabber jaw about whatever you guys want to jabber jaw about. This is that Transformer Star Eagle, right? It's basically just palette swap, right? Orwell, Huxley, or both? Truth suppressed or truth lost in the noise of entertainment? Both. I say both. Don't feel bad. You should hear people say Reading. Yeah. Gotcha. I'm with you. So, yeah, this figure came out. I know a couple of people that have it. I found it in the wild, which I was surprised I found it in the wild at a Walmart of all places. House Hendo, what did I miss? I had to intervene in a situation at the bus station. Oh, my Lord. Do you want to share that story? Because, I mean, we're just flying by the seat of our pants now. If you want to share that story. Did someone say Transformers? I did. Yeah, we're going to talk about Star Eagle and just some toy collectors' reactions to Star Eagle. Just screenshots in a fucking Facebook toy group. The Titan says Star Eagle is typical lazy Hasbro. The mold isn't even an eagle. But why? But why? Star Eagle and 250th Duke both repaints on the same shipper. Yep, exactly. My dog is glued to the TV now. I'm sorry, man. The point isn't necessarily the toy. Toys can just be take it or leave it, right? The point is the fucking delamination about, you know, a red, white, and blue pro-America toy. That's what it is. I need to find some screenshots about people losing their minds over fucking 250th Duke. My son has that Transformer, but the green one. Yep, there you go. Jake, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Bunk. Wanted to say, hey, I was under my sink working on some plumbing and had you on. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sci-Fi Swamp Man, that's why I want it. That's why I picked it up. It's just in the box over there. Star Eagle looks better than 250th Duke, but both are lackluster attempts. Yeah. I would have been more about that Duke if it was, again, we all have our own, you know, ideas in our heads. I would have made it Starduster, and I would have done his ass up like either Super Dave Osborne or fucking Evil Knievel, like really lean into it. Not just like, it's Duke wearing a white shirt instead of a fucking desert sand shirt. The Titan says, Star Eagle is lazy, but sure as fuck I bought it. Freaking Walmart canceled my Duke. Go figure. That needs to be a topic for one of these about all these pre-orders getting canceled out from under people. Yeah. Kevzilla says it looks cool painted this way. I dig it. You know, it's not going to like change the world of toys. I mean, whatever. Here we go. Old homeless woman. I thought it was a man till it was over. Walked up to an attendant and screamed assault. Then tried talking like thug, dropping N-bombs out of nowhere at all of us nearby. Of course. Why not, right? Ridiculous. Medieval Alchemist says, just saying, but a badass use of that Beast Wars mold was the Rathalos Prime silver version. Right on. The Eagle's wingtip feather should have been alternating red, white, and blue. I'd have been down with that. Yeah. Jeffy says, people don't like this. My first time seeing it, it's kind of badass. David Andrews, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Says, heck yeah, bud. I did smack that like button. That's what I'm saying. She looked like Keith Richards with the bandana and all. Terrible. Yeah. Cleaning sink drains and P-traps. P-traps will mess you up, man. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. At least you see bums. I see zombies standing all over miles away in the major city here. Oh yeah, man. Are they doing that Fent thriller walk? If you know, you know. That shit's crazy. Albuquerque's full of them, man. The Walking Dead. Tyler. I worked on a government car insurance across from a homeless shelter. I got some stories. Yeah, man. Yep. The Sway, the Lean. Yep. The Walking Dead. Absolutely. The robot should have a Donald J. Trump hair. Huge. Mine will be holding an American flag in my collection. Dude, that's awesome. Anyway, so let's just look at a little bit of this, shall we? Just a little bit. A little bit. Now we're kind of moving away from that thumbnail topic. Who's going to jump on this guy other than me? And this is the Transformers Addicts Facebook group. All these screenshots were sent to me. That's why you see this bullshit at the top. I probably could have edited it out, but I don't give a fuck, you know? Yep. The United States is not united at all. Why bother celebrating its 250th anniversary? 2 likes. I'm an American and I wouldn't buy that piece of propaganda shit. 2 likes. I agree with what Eric says. The U.S. is always divided unless we get blindsided, but I love this figure. Sadly, I will agree with the first part of that statement. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Silver and Black is just like, can we get a new tooling? You know? No, you can't, because Hasbro. Right? Lord of Brooklyn, where you at? Mother Slug, I almost want to roll up one night and blast Thriller and see if they all dance. Give me money. With their foil like falling out of their person. Yeah. Crystal Clear says, I'm part of that group, sadly. Are you the one that sent me these screenshots? One of you fuckers did. Steven says it's on clearance at his Walmart. Dude, get me one. I'll take a second one. I'll send you money. Okay. Josh Ledford, gross. Are you noticing a trend? Most of them, I mean, I don't know when the Robimus Prime one was taken, but most of them that are crapping on it all have like the same number of support. Robimus Prime here, fucking super activist. Yeah, I would have bought that before Trump took over, but now it feels like buying that memorabilia. Does not feel right. Really? This is where we're at. A red, white, and blue Transformer elicits that kind of frickin', again, emotional response. Oh, Crystal Clear, you are the one that sent me these? Go figure. A red, white, and blue repaint for America's 250th birthday. Robimus Prime here has to just completely fucking lose his shit. Gideon Chapman, all-star contributor in this fucking awesome group. Nope. Not a fan of the concept, especially given how things are in the U.S. right now. And then another all-star contributor chimes in. I try to remind myself that America is more than these past few years. And who know, maybe it will return to sanity. Whose sanity? Joe Biden's? Because that doesn't compute whatsoever. Ultra Magnus, more like Ultra Magna. MAGA, right? Nah. Fucking no, man. Mother Slug says, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of all the 250 work. I'm huge into railroading and CSX paint schemes for 250. Looks like shit. They look like a 3-year-old made them. In my mind, you should be proud of that paint. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Jeffy says Transformers are from another planet. Immigrants. See, these people hate immigrants, clearly. Oh, man, look at that. Tied it together.
It's science, people! Science!
Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Blake Tarpley coming out swinging. That whole I would have bought it but Trump argument. Same idiots who said they wouldn't take the jab and then Biden became president and those same fools lined up for it. And now the doctor that pushed it on everybody is pleading the fifth on everything, to include the color of his tie and the day of the week. Can't make this shit up, man. Yeah. Robimus Prime sounds like he's related to that Fanuc Shartimus. Yeah. Kind of does, doesn't it? Yep. Cutthroat says, I thought it was great that toy makers were celebrating the United States. I did too. Yeah. That guy is just pathetic, the ouchie guy. The doctor guy? That's a gay name. Which one? Which one? Robimus Prime? Which one's gay? Anyway, whatever.
I don't know, man. Seems kind of gay to me.
Nicotronus, ladies and gentlemen, food is the very first transformer. It goes in one way and comes out another, unless it's corn. Oh yeah, he kept pleading the fifth. Yeah, that one guy's like, okay, well let's start off with this. Could you tell me what day of the week it is? Oh, I've been advised by my counsel to plead the fifth. Jeez, crazy. These people something war, but they were too much of a group of pussies to fight in a real war. Oh, they want war. Oh yeah, come on. Corn is of Unicron. Anyway, so yeah, these are people just getting really emotional over it. The figure's only like this big. I mean, it's not, that type of transformer. They're not big. They're not big at all. But just the amount of people, the guy's like, oh, hey, this is cool. I'm going to get it. And he just gets freaking dogpiled. Again, when you talk about cancel culture and all that stuff, it's the dogpiling, the virtue signaling where they get their perceived quote unquote power. And that's why it's interesting that you see a lot of these all have two. It's probably the same fucking three people. Yeah, and then Gideon says, regardless, it's still a tacky toy idea, in my opinion. A fucking repaint. Not a fan of the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, says Josh Barnes. And the country that allows you to live more free than anywhere else in the world? That's odd. Look at that. Somebody came in with a little sense. I wouldn't take that Jim Crow bot, says Sebastian Envy. Okay. The name, that name spelled like that. Oh, so you don't need to guess. I was going to ask you, guess what demographic he's from, but you don't have to guess because you can see him right there. I wouldn't take that Jim Crow bot garbage if they paid me for it. Again, 2 likes. And then Eric Medina, preach it, brother. Preach it, brother. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all I got. All this stuff over a frickin' toy. A toy. They get mad at toys. Yeah. These people on the forums bashing the average collector is like their form of Viagra. Yep, 100%. Brother Laura, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very, very much. We were just looking at a bunch of people delaminating about a repaint of a transformer for the 250th anniversary of these United States, the greatest country in the fucking history of the world. And yeah, they're all fucking mad. They're all calling it, 1930s Germany propaganda, etc., etc., etc. Fucking ridiculous. Funny to bring up Jim Crow when it was the Democrats that created Jim Crow. Yeah, exactly. And this woman right here, who makes all of this dumb shit, right, and wears her fucking vagina hat, and is all about Nancy Pelosi. Democrats. Mm-hmm. But Jim Crow, right? I don't even think some of these people know the history of Jim Crow laws. These are also the people that say that, their revisionist history of slavery in the United States is very skewed in a certain direction that makes, the people who settled the United States look bad intentionally. Same thing as calling us a democracy. JJ Dubecki says, at least these fruitcakes always telegraph who and what they are. They know nothing of the gray man approach. They don't. No. They definitely, it's the same as vegans, right? Which in my experience goes hand in hand with extreme leftism, septum rings, etc. CrossFitters, vegans, and fucking like far leftists will always let you know immediately. You will know. Cutthroat says, my boss brought us all 250th t-shirts and hats when we worked on the job to celebrate the United States. Dude, that's awesome. That's cool. Very, very cool. Corn is not meant for human consumption. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a vegetable. It's a fucking grain. It's not a vegetable. People want to treat it like it's a vegetable, and a tomato is a fruit. So fuck you. James Lucas says, what you talk about, Willis? They don't know the history? Of course they don't, because they're trying to rewrite it to suit themselves. Yeah, I mean, that's why we have to tear down statues, right? Rewrite history books. The Department of Education. Yeah. Which one of those is Nancy Pelosi? I just see two dried up sag hags. What the fuck is her name again? Toy Box Rebel. All these people, and they come up with all these like, ooh, it's edgy. Toy Box Rebel. I'm rowdy. I'm a rebel. I'm a this. I'm a fucking anarchist. Blah, blah, blah. You know, they all have to do that weird virtue signal, come up with a fucking edgy name. Toy Box Rebel. Yeah. Brother Lore says the number of cuckoos has indeed risen rapidly in the last couple of years. It has. Yeah. Since like 2016, and then there was like a jump in 2020, 2021, and then there was another jump in 2024. Yeah. Blake Tarpley, same with oats. Oats should only be used to fatten up livestock. Yep. Mm-hmm. Nico. Growing tomatoes is the same as growing medicinal herbs. Gotcha. Okay. I don't understand the correlation, but I'll believe you. I'll believe you for sure. Hendo says they're literally allergic to history. Yep. And facts. I've seen serious posts asking how was slavery around in North America centuries before the Revolutionary War. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, vegans, I knew too many of them. Friends of friends, they push that shit on you all the time. Eating meats, killing animals, gross. You shut the fuck up. I didn't ask for your opinion. Yeah, exactly. Yep. You know, you see these people just like this. They get upset about a red, white, and blue repaint of a toy. They get upset if you have like a flag on a t-shirt. You know, how dare you wear that? Blah, blah, blah. That's the symbol of, you know, oppression and colonizers and all this dumb shit, right? That some university professor taught them, and they think that they're fucking slick. Like, did I ask you to come over to me and run your fucking suckhole? No, I didn't. But people get mad. They get mad all the time. Same thing with the, you know, the initial conversation about citizen vigilante. Why is it controversial? Most people tend to agree, hey, Uwe Boll's not a great director. Okay. Well, if he's not a great director and it's not going to be some, you know, masterful piece of cinema going into any archives anytime soon, why get so fucking spun up around the axle about it? Because of the message. They don't like the message. And you could sit here and show example after example after example of why that message is damaging to their agenda, but It doesn't matter. You're just going to get called every name in the book. And I appreciated the fact that, where is he? This one guy right here, this one guy, John Barnes, was like, oh, you're not a fan of the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence in the country that allows you to live more free than anywhere else in the world? Fucking crickets. No response to that because the dude's dead right. You know, we're so terrible. Oh, it's so bad here. But you won't leave because there's nowhere better to go. Hendo says, I had a vegan friend, then I ate a veal parmesan in the kitchen. We're civil when we rarely run into each other. I'd have picked that shit up with my hands and been like, I'm sorry, what were you saying? I was enjoying this baby cow patty. Shut up. Yeah. I had a vegan friend and he would tell me that sugar, because they grind up sugar with animal bones. You're supporting killing animals. Honey, it's the enslavement of bees. And I'm like, do you fucking hear yourself? We're crying about the enslavement of bees. Jesus H. Toy box rebel, just stay in the damn toy box. Yeah. Gerard O'Connor with the quote, knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. Hey, I like that one. That's good. Hendo says, new phone's fucking up my chat. I'm sorry, man. Why? I don't know. Jim Largo's asking everybody in the chat, so are vegans on the menu? No, because I don't eat long pig. If you know, you know, right? That's the cannibal term for eating human, long pig. I'm just going to put this on the screen and acknowledge it, but I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm already shadow banned. Can we just leave it alone? Gerard O'Connor says, one of my dearest friends is a vegan, yet also a professional chef. He does his thing and never preaches. It's possible. I like that. I like to see examples of molds being broken. And he cooks a mean ribeye. I like that. Yeah. I actually did answer her mid-bite. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. The Titan says, always interesting how some of the biggest dumb fucks are the most quote-unquote educated, a.k.a. indoctrinated. That's exactly what it is, yeah. Yeah, the education system. Yeah. Fucking soup to nuts, right? It's all about indoctrination, changing the way people think. Right. It's not about questioning things, it's about changing the way you think. Yeah. Wouldn't feed pigs a vegan. Ouch. Really? You guys ever seen a chicken eat a chicken? I have. It's kind of creepy to watch chickens just pecking at their own. Yeah. Mother Slug says, I have no problem with anyone. Just don't tell me what I need to do. Worry about yourself. That's how it should be, right? That's individual liberty. That is the textbook example of individual liberty. And that's what we should all strive for. Some people, sadly, a lot of people, especially in toy collecting. Why in toy collecting? As a hobby, I'm not going to use the one word, right? But as a hobby, as like a culture, it's very much anti-individual liberty. And I find that strange. It gravitates toward tribalism. And you can see perfect examples right here, black and white. So, enslaving bees, well, call them Toby and get to it because I want honey on my toast. Damn. Toby, not Kunta Kinte? Okay. Just checking. I am cool so long as another stays in their own lane. Exactly. Exactly. And that's, again, individual liberty, right? You do you, I'll do me. But you bring your bullshit on my porch, which these people bring their bullshit to other people's porches all the time. I gotta say, I understand it's social media, and the thing about social media is I guess like railroading your fucking thoughts and opinions to some people. There are so many times when I've come across something. Even the guy that I was showing the Instagram, real quick back and forth with yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, I've taken Lenny's job on GI Joe, GI Joe, GI Joe," and I'm like, "Do you mean GI Joe or do you mean classified? Because there's a difference." And he said both, all of the above. Okay, cool. I didn't continue to be like, "You guys need to treat this intellectual property with more respect, and your stupid ass company gives more love to Star Wars than it does to fucking Joe," which none of that is inaccurate. But I didn't need to share that. And I saw Figure Fight Club. I don't know why it popped up on my fucking YouTube feed, because I'm not subscribed to Figure Fight Club. And there were like 9 fucking people on screen and 30 watching or something like that. And I almost, because that True Star Screamer motherfucker was in the chat, and I almost fired off a comment. And I was like, you know what? No, because that would be hypocritical of me. I'm not going to do it. So I didn't do it. I guess the moral of that story is there's plenty of times where like I want to fuck with people, but then I'm like, no, I shouldn't fuck with people because that goes against like my core values. Collecting is literally a peak capitalist hobby. It is. It absolutely is. But somehow it's turned into a communist manifesto. Mother Slug says, you ever notice those huge groups of people that want to help you or tell you what to do all the time, never go and actually help the people that need it? Yeah, like example, help rehab drug users or AA drinkers. Yeah. They never go volunteer at NA or AA or soup kitchens or homeless shelters or anything like that. It's the same thing as like, does anybody remember that one episode of Family Guy where Brian and Quagmire just finally like unleashes on Brian about how Brian is like, he thinks he's fucking better than everybody, but he never fucking does anything to help anybody. Yeah. That's that bullshit, right? Oh, we're all about the little people and the little people. Well, how much stuff do you donate to like the fucking battered women's shelter? Do you donate clothing or linens or anything like that? Do you donate your time? Are you a big brother or a big sister? Do you do any of that stuff? No. None of them believe in selfless service. They believe in, look at me. I'm going to virtue signal this fucking stupid shit right here, right? That's exactly what it is. The most useless waste of money for plastic shit that serves no real purpose, destined for landfill within 50 years, if we're honest about it. I don't think that's too harsh an assessment. I think we all have our own, views and opinions on what collecting is or whatnot. I look at it as we're the stewards of these pieces of history. That's how I look at it. I'm the steward of everything in my collection until the day that it gets passed on, whenever that is. And it's my job to like safeguard it and dust it. If I get a piece that's incomplete, to complete it. If I get a piece that has like shitty peeling stickers, replace the stickers on it, clean it up. That's the way that I look at it. So I've always felt that we're the stewards of these things. Wolverine says coffee cup and t-shirt arrived. Thanks, chat. What did you get? I'm sorry. I should be better and look at my fourth wall. What did you get? Let me know. I want to know. Jim Largo says, first world problems. My Guatemalan neighbor thinks toy collecting is stupid. They're not wrong from their place in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I mean, again, for all of these people who say that the United States is so terrible and everything is so bad, you have it so good that you're bitching about paint apps on a toy. That's what you're bitching about. Strip everything else away. You're fucking crying on the internet in a Facebook toy group about paint apps on a toy. That is textbook first world problems. Those of us who have seen the really real world, other continents, other countries, those people, like, you want to talk about like struggling just to get basic needs, clean water, food for the day. You know, Robimus Prime and this other fucking guy bitching about Jim Crow shit. There's no fucking way. Right? This guy is like a fucking wrestler or something, whatever. Not even the point. I don't care if he was a fucking garbage man or the president of UNICEF. These people, they have it so good that they are consumed by their first world problems. These are the types of people that go into like a fucking Starbucks and sit there with their friends drinking their overpriced $10 fucking soy milk latte because they're lactose intolerant, crying about how the fucking internet, the free Wi-Fi is too slow. And these are the people that sit here and call people like me, and I'm sure some of the rest of you, you know, every Istan phobe in the book, because we don't put up with fucking stupid shit. It blows my mind. Oh, you got the LGBT? Fuck yeah, dude. How's that mug? Did you get the big one? Did you get the 15-ounce mug? I haven't even ordered mine yet. I need to. Absolutely, I need to. Yeah, let me fucking get this off the screen. Mug is big. That's what I'm talking about, man. You got to get the big mug. It's that kind of modern or younger toy tubers. Oh, fuck, I forgot his name. I hate when I do that. I'm sorry. I'm having the connection problem. Not John Roca. The other John. The fucking movie guy that's like a super fucking commie leftist. The Italian one. Anyway, John Roca's Italian too. Slade says, sometimes I feel back with I drop. Bad when I drop. Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're saying. I don't have my fucking decoder ring. Sometimes I feel bad when I drop $1,000 on a figure. No, not Michael Moore. John somebody. Yeah. He used to do that Jedi Council show. Come on. You guys know who I'm talking about. Mother Slug says, a toy helps you at a young age evolve into someone healthy as a person. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Sharing, problem solving, spatial awareness, creativity, all sorts of stuff. Interactions with the same age kids is a mind builder to being a good kid. Well, that's why. Yes, John Campia. Thank you, JJ. John Campia. And see, this is part of the problem with the whole lockdown stuff. You had a bunch of kids that just stunted, right? I think a lot of people don't want to discuss that. Yeah, great example. Overseas learn at age 5 to clean an AK-47. Sure. Cleaning AKs at age 5, you know exactly who they will grow up to be. Mm-hmm. John Smith, John Doe, John Beelzebub. No, John Campia. Yeah, we're going to talk about John Campia and a bunch of other people. I got some crazy shit. So John Campia, he just went off the rails about the Odyssey and changing races of characters. And he straight up was just like, oh, you know, if it's a traditionally white character, yeah, sure, we should change their race. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's that rules for thee, not for me, right? The movie guy that's a leftist doesn't really narrow it down. That's true. It doesn't. Sorry. Wolverine says photo of mug is in the Discord general chat. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, for anybody who's a channel member, we have a Discord. Yep, channel members have a Discord. Jeffy will make sure that every Sunday when we do a members only pregame, that he puts the link to the Discord. And, again, shout out to Jeff and Matt Tracker for building that Discord. Slade says, the shit I've seen, I feel bad sometimes when I spend money because of kids around the world. Yeah, it can break your heart, right? It really can. See some of those kids. Hey, son of GTO, what's up, man? Did you just get here? Or are you just getting back? I don't know what's good. Brandon says, I always forget about Discord. I mean, it's so new. I honestly have only checked it out a couple times. I really just use it when I game. So Raymond says, I got you on, but a lot of boobs on Facebook right now. Yes, there are a lot of boobs on Facebook. But again, it's right. It's the marginalized, oppressed, first world versions, right, of everybody. He ought to see D's nuts dragging across his face. Who? Mother Slug says, I don't know how to use Discord. I forget new shit fast. It's just just an app, dude. Easy enough. Yeah. The chat holes Discord doesn't have, it just has a couple panels. Medieval Alchemist says, gonna have to head out. Gotta work tonight. We'll definitely catch the replay later. Thank you for being here, my dude. Replay squad's always appreciated. Remember, if you are watching this on replay, pause for the cause. I'm just asking nicely. You can do it. You cannot. That's fine. I don't care one way or the other. Please like it and leave a comment and hype it, because I need to get out of Facebook or YouTube jail. I need to get out of my shadow ban. Hendo says, also, they forget socialist republics were the most environmentally destructive and wasteful governments. Soviets literally nuked their own Great Lakes for testing. Yep. Mm-hmm. Blake Tarpley says, all the progressive ideas are hypocritical. Let illegals into the USA. Also, the USA sucks. Also, I won't leave, even though it sucks. Let them in, but I can't house any of them. Oh, well, that's the not in my backyard approach that George Carlin used to speak of regularly. And all of this, no one's illegal on stolen land, but if you're of a certain skin colors, the lighter the worse. You're colonizers, you're this, that, you stole land, so on and so forth. But somebody can just show up in our country in a shipping container and have a child, and all of a sudden that child's a citizen with all the rights, thanks to the bastardization of the 14th Amendment. Of course, it's all hypocrisy. It has to be, because it's just about tearing shit down. It's not about building anything up. It's like the quote from J.R.R. Tolkien. Boobs are boobs. I like to see TNA mix it up. Oh, you were saying? Yeah, son of GTO, I'm glad you're doing better, man. Absolutely. Chuchis, right? Please tell me if that's correct or not. I know you explained it to me. I want to say it's Chuchis. Have you considered streaming on Rumble and Twitter? I have my X account linked, but you have to have like some kind of other account than I have to be able to dual stream to X. Craig from Side Scrollers was telling me Kick. I don't know shit about Kick. No, I really haven't. Maybe I should look into it. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. My nan lived till 92, lived through wars. I remember her telling me that one year Santa brought her a stick for Christmas. Now it's 2026 and toy things make bitches of men. You guys want to see if the dog will come on? Come here. Come here. Come on. Nope. She got on the couch instead. She looked and literally went and turned away like that. Fucking Malinois, man, I swear. Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about our grandparents' generations. My great-grandmother lived to like 103. My mother, the stuff that my mother's seen in her life, and you know, our grandparents' generations, I mean, Jesus. But again, right? Strong people create good times create weak people. That's where we're at. We had it too good for too long. So it's one of those things. Yeah, I might consider looking into I don't know, Rumble or X or something. There's a virtual penalty box at YouTube headquarters with Chad's face on it. Because I'll give you the other one.
Chad, why are you so insensitive?
I love it, man. Sydney Sweeney. Now that's science, people. Jiggle physics. She's a beautiful woman. She really is. I like the fact that it, like, looks aside, right? Looks fade, they change, whatever. You know, she could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Not saying she should, but you know what I'm saying, right? Looks change. But I like the fact that she's just, you know, very much like that individual liberty kind of person that we've all been talking about. She's very much just like a don't drag me into your ideological bullshit with the whole good genes thing, right? And everybody went after her. It's funny that they were all like fat, blue-haired, the usual suspects. Yeah. Rumble is great. Kick is a gambling trash site. Okay, so no Kick. Rumble? I'll check out Rumble. Oh yeah, I know who Brittany Venti is. But I don't know. Way too many sites to follow. Way too many passwords to remember. Let's have the same password for everything, man. Bjorn, what's up, dude? Whole world loved the U.S. visiting to watch the World Cup. Right? So many people from other nations heard all this terrible stuff about the United States from retards like this who have it so good that they fucking have to hate everything about their own country. And they loved our nation. They loved our people. They're like, oh, you know, it's so clean and green and this and that. And I can go anywhere. I can go see the desert. I can go see mountains. I can this. This is why you guys don't need passports, blah, blah, blah. Our restaurants and, you know, like there's ice in all their drinks. Yeah, because we own the fucking moon. We're going to put ice in drinks. You know, we got climate control. We got mega stores and amazing malls and all that stuff. Fucking retards. Yeah. The mam's calling. Bjorn says, we love you guys here in Norway. I love Norway. I'll be right back, kids. Give me 2 seconds. How many of you want to go watch that movie now? I do. And that's royalty free because it's a cover. What up? Sorry about that. You guys know how it is, right? Work-life balance. Wolverine says, grandmother is 101, grandfather is 96. Dude, that's awesome. Sweeney needs the bushwookie music in the background? No, absolutely not. No. James Lucas says, my friend's mom told me an amazing story about her mother who was in Germany during World War II and had to escape. Yep. It's crazy. Hendo says it's depressingly funny when they invoke Indian tribal histories, but outright support a second colonization, if you will. Like these assholes aren't also causing issues for the reses around the country. Yeah, no doubt, right? No doubt. And statistically, American Indians have the highest percentage, right? Because it's per capita, but they have the highest percentage of military service. That's a fact. I served with tons of them. I served with one. He's Navajo. Short, fat, always failed height and weight. He always failed. Height, weight, and tape, always failed. But the dude could run like a fucking 10-minute 2-mile. Easy. Like it was effortless for him. It was crazy. That's my favorite one, purple hair Chad. Why are you so insensitive? Oh, you like the cross-dressing Scuba Pete one? It's a good one. Yeah. I need to get more people to do those for me, and then I can just change them up. Brandon R says, if you don't spend a little time in the penalty box in life, you're an NPC. End of story. Yeah. Annex Canada. No, see, this is what we need to do. We need to do tradesies, right? And we can trade all the good people for the bad people, or the rational people for the crazy people. How about that? Jiggle Physics would be a good name for an all-girl band, says Chim Largo. I get behind that. Why not? Mother Slug says, I said it when everyone came overseas. We will take you, send all the trolls and haters back in your position. Absolutely. 100%. I will take a bunch of based Europeans. Brandon R says, Americans, if and when you roll in to take over, my grill will be hot and my beer will be cold, waiting to welcome you. Yeah. I think they're done. They're done. Sorry about that. Why don't you just come move down here, dude? Bring Jay, bring Rusty and Gamer and some cool people. Just come on. We got good food. We really do. Yeah, free refills blew their minds. Yeah, they'd get like a boat or whatever of breadsticks. The dog is pissing me off. Sorry. They get all these breadsticks brought to their table and go, I didn't order that. No, it's free. What? What do you mean it's free? Yeah, it's free because we're awesome. That's what happens when you own the moon. Back-to-back World War champs. Sure, we give out free bread. It's fine. Norwegians are in my book. Good times and sturdy livers. Yeah, they're sturdy people. Norway's kind of being overran with the military age male migrants. That's another thing. I'm not trying to go back to a previous conversation, but the funny thing that nobody ever wants to talk about, those of us who served in the military, we know, like we're conditioned, we're trained. When you see a group of like 5 or 6 military age males, you're going to lock in on that, right? Most of these asylum seekers or migrants, military age males, you see people getting out of boats in France. Not a lot of kids or elderly people, military age males. It's for a reason. Yeah. Jim Largo says Predator is still the best G.I. Joe movie. What about Megaforce? Lots of similarities between Megaforce and G.I. Joe, just saying. Predator it's a freaking great movie. It's so good. Straight up action, right? Military macho action, science fiction, and horror, all masterfully rolled together. I freaking love Predator. Okay, now that Chad stepped away, I'm here to offer Blake Tarpley's 6 tape. A Blake Tarpley 6 tape?
What the hell is even that?
I mean, I wouldn't watch it, but good for you, dude. Right on. I want to watch something with Roddy Piper in it again. They Live. That's like the quintessential Roddy Piper. Yeah. Alan Silvestri Predator music is awesome. It's it, yeah. As soon as you hear those, you know what's coming. Just going to leave this on the screen for a second. Is this this is in regard to Sydney, I believe? She better not have that. She better not. Nope. I knew a few Native Americans when I was on active duty. Yeah, I mean, I call them American Indians. The only people who call them Native Americans are the fucking leftist white savior idiots. Because you can ask the Southwest Indian Polytechnical Institute or the Bureau of Indian Affairs, or just ask most American Indians and be like, no, we don't say that. U.S. military has the highest respect for American Indians, hence the reason Little Bird and Apache Longbow and Chinook. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, I'm back. Here I am. Jay Bartlett, what's up, my dude? See, look. Brandon, grab Jay. Again, Rusty, Gamer, a couple other awesome Canadians. Just come on down. Jay loves the desert. Plenty of space. Wide open spaces. Plenty of places to live. And you can own guns. Lots of them. 100%. I say we do a trade. Washington State and Portland for Alberta and Saskatchewan. I don't know about Canada. Beautiful, but Mother Slug says, what I loved more than anything World Cup was them saying about air conditioning everywhere. Then during the game, they took breaks every 15 minutes, sweating over heating blackouts. Now you get it. AC inside buildings. Yeah, gotcha. Can we make Jay Bartlett an honorary American? He already is. He's an honorary American. You know why? Because he came to Albuquerque and he had pizza with me. 100%. One of my favorite times. House Hendo says, I actually was assigned to do my base's American Culture Expo for my unit. Got it. Gotcha. Yes. Are we saying Predator has hilarious one-liners? It absolutely does. All Comes to Frogtown is another great Roddy Piper movie. Watch that. Hendo says, I ran the Indian history display and booth, did all the research, and worked with the Lumbee and Cherokee nations in North Carolina to do war dances in a fire pit. MPs were pissed, but I had approval from the wing. Pissed. Gotcha. Good deal. That being said, pardon me, there's a lot of American Indian revisionist history going on too. If you know, you know, right? Oh, the tribes, they were all so peaceful and everything was fucking honky-dory until, white man showed up, ignoring the Spanish, ignoring what those tribes did to each other. But it is what it is, right? Anyway, I think that's all I got for today. I think I'm going to go watch Hell Comes to Frogtown or Predator. I don't know. If you guys haven't seen the documentary Making Megaforce, it's pretty freaking awesome. So, that's it. I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to go find it. I'm not the biggest fan of finding stuff on streaming services, but in a situation like I don't know why I put that back on. I'm sorry. I meant to kill it. In a situation like this, it's on Tubi. Thank you, Brandon. Doing the Lord's work right there. Where's the sound? What sound? The sound's working. What are you talking about, Willis? Yeah, okay. So everybody's saying. Chad, I missed the beginning, but do you have Thundar on DVD? I don't. No, I don't. I do not. I don't have Space Ghost either. Oh, it's also on Amazon. Thank you guys. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of streaming services and the whole, IV into your wallet thing. Plus, I'm a big fan of physical media, but in a situation like this, sure, I'll do it. 100%. Warning, the plot is really dumb, but it's a ton of fun. Oh, that's hey, I liked Citizen Vigilante. Everybody was crying about that. I had no sound for a minute. Interesting. Don't sleep on Idiocracy. No, that's a good movie. It absolutely is. Oh, look at this. Flanman just bought Conan and RoboCop on 4K. Fantastic. I have the RoboCop Steel box. But that's from what? Like 15 years ago or something. But again, that's the beauty of physical media, right? Yeah. Hendo says one of my tribes is from Nova Scotia and believed everyone to the west, the whole damn continent, were our sworn enemies. Fought off Vikings and the Canadians, called us the Allies. There you go. I know RoboCop is so good. You know who doesn't like RoboCop? Jay Bartlett does not like RoboCop. He liked the game, but he doesn't like the movie. I don't know. You can't match Paul Verhoeven. You just can't. And that Starship Troopers reboot. We're going to talk about reboots soon, too. Because the reboots are out of control. Reboots, requels, all that stuff. Yeah, we're going to have a conversation about those. But there's no way a Starship Troopers reboot is going to be as good as Verhoeven's. Oh, well, it's true to the books and power armor, but who cares? Yeah. Arrow videos are the shit. Why is it not highlighting? I freaking swear. Like, did you see StreamYard just do that little blip? Arrow videos are the shit. Recommended best publisher right now for DVDs. I will check them out. Thank you very much. See? Well, it's cool. We just sit around and bullshit sometimes. Do you know what the beginning scene in Predator with Dutch lighting up his cigar while sitting in the Huey was fake? Early CGI because U.S. military does. Oh, my God. Get out of here with that. The helicopter's actually called a Iroquois. Thank you. Actually, I want to do one thing before we go. I want to do one thing. The reboot of RoboCop is dog shit. There's parts of it that are pretty okay. Pretty okay. Casper Van Dien did good with those CGI Starship Trooper movies. Yeah. Yep. Doesn't he have an eye patch in the later ones? I want to play you guys something, and I want to make sure that it works because I tested it earlier. I did a recording, and it actually worked. The problem was I wasn't sharing the entire screen, and now I am. Yesterday, we talked about Hollywood's war on masculinity. I want to play this clip. You guys just let me know if you hear it or not. Please, if you would. Oh, do you really?
I don't know, man. Seems kind of gay to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the UH one. Yeah. UH1 Iroquois, the Huey. Flanman says just not a good RoboCop movie, but an okay film. You talking about the reboot? Yeah. I like Joel Kinnaman as an actor. And it had a lot of good actors in it. But, you know, it had Rorschach in it. It's not his real name, but, you know, it had Rorschach. Oh, that's my mouse. I'm sorry. Is that loud? It's my mouse. My bad. I'm moving it around too quick. When I go from this screen to that screen, I have to like pick it up and move it. That's what it is. I apologize. I'm going to play this. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
And if you think for a second that Hollywood is not trying to shape minds, you're a moron wrapped in an idiot. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'll tell you one that I think hugely shaped manhood. For those of us, some of you that are younger, maybe you're a Gen Xer, or if you're a Gen Z, you might not remember it, but this is nothing against the people on that show. They were playing characters, okay? Come on, man. They're playing a character. But everybody loves Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. Ray Romano, I don't know a thing about him, but the character that he played on that show is indicative of where culture wanted to take manhood, where pop media wanted to deconstruct manhood. Who was Ray Romano on that show? He was weak. All he wanted to do was have sex. He complained, oh, Deborah, he's always whining. She was smart. The kids went to her for advice. They didn't respect their daddy. I mean, that whole thing was about elevating the role of a woman. Yeah. Right? Now, you said something not long ago in a conversation you and I had that I thought honestly was brilliant.
Yeah. There you go. Right. That's just one example.
It's in a man's DNA to acquire, to build, to have a legacy.
I got another clip. I'll play you guys here in a second. Hollywood is a propaganda, history changing, and revisionist machine. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the message, right? The message. Joel Kinnaman says House Hendo was damn good in the first season of Altered Carbon. He was. That first season was so good. I liked him as Rick Flag. I did. It makes no sense. My favorite line to quote in there where he's like, usual shit. I like the first Suicide Squad. I think it's terrible that Warner Brothers was allowed to do traditional Warner Brothers stuff and meddle with that movie to the point where you get the guy who directed Fury and they get an editor from MTV Video, or music videos, and they just butchered the shit out of his movie. CJ says that's true about Ray, but Hollywood has been doing that a long time. Watch Big Bang Theory. It turns all the guys into pushover wimps. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was just one example that guy was using, and it was a clip from a longer video. Yeah. Brandon says, I know a woman who has "I'm gonna kill you" Ray Romano tattooed in big black letters like Army ammo box font, and it covers her whole back. No raggarts. Wow. Yeah, Hollywood's been manipulating us since before Murphy Brown. Absolutely. Right. Yes, JJ. Killed off Colonel Rick Flag and then elevated Peacemaker just so he could do all his gross, debased BS on screen, meaning James Gunn, not Peacemaker, but I will take Rick Flag over Peacemaker any day. And Minecrafted Captain Boomerang, too. Unceremoniously, right in the beginning of that damn movie. I liked Sylvester Stallone as King Shark, though. And he was pretty cool. JJ says, after you put on the black glasses or take the proverbial red pill, things are never the same. Yep, absolutely. Remember when Chris Rock made Head of State in 2003 and then 5 years later? I do, yeah. That's true, yeah. Friends, Cosby Show, et cetera, et cetera. Yep. Mm-hmm. You can say that about a lot of shows. The Jeffersons, Home Boss is the wife, unless you're Al Bundy. They could never make a show like Married with Children these days. No, James Gunn doesn't know what he's doing. He's a one-trick pony. I mean, he's a trauma kid. He came up in Trauma. You got the guy from Trauma doing frickin' Superman? No. It works for Chris Pratt's character. I'm sorry. I guess I'm having another moment. It works for Star-Lord, but it doesn't work for Superman, right? Truth, Justice, the American Way. The Big Blue Boy Scout. Right, I know. She was... Ugh. Who wasn't into Peggy Bundy? Come on. The Nanny, Fran Drescher back in the day, kids. All right, I'm going to play this other one. Check this out real quick. It's 53 seconds, but this is the follow-on from yesterday's conversation about the war on masculinity.
It's in a man's DNA to acquire, to build, to have a legacy, to have his fingerprint left on the planet. Now all those things are being told that those are toxic things. Oh, you want to be big and bulky and muscular and grunt? That's toxic. You don't have to open the door for me. I'm an independent woman. I can do it myself. You're toxic. And so everything that is factory installed in us, when they tell you it's wrong and it's toxic and it's threatening, and you hear it from all the places that you trust, the movies that you watch, the TV shows, the social media platforms, and the influencers and thought leaders that you might follow, the school that you go to, the
thought leaders
the leaders that you might have voted for, soon you begin to suppress that. And so I think what's been happening over the last 15 years, got even faster a decade ago, and it's been put on hyperspeed since the pandemic, is the demasculinization of men with the intent to gain greater amount of control and compliance of the citizens.
There you go. Yep, absolutely. I like how he said thought influencers. That's pretty, yeah, that's pretty on the nose there. Want to watch a great Clayface story? I sure do. Watch Batman the Animated Series, Feats of Clay, Part 1 and 2. There's your Clayface story. Yeah. And it's the Matt Hagen Clayface. I like how the Arkham games tied in all of the different people who became Clayface, not just Matt Hagen, but yeah. No, he's not wrong, right? And we were talking about that earlier, like, ever since like 2016 and then the pandemic, we saw it get worse. But, you know, a lot of that was TDS too. So Chuches. Got to head to a meeting. Good hanging out. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Chuches. I'm going to get it right. I promise. I'm horrible, but I will always strive to get it right. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah. Oh, I meant Feet of Clay. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. And make sure there's not a dog behind me. Ready? Every volume. Yep. Feet of Clay. There it is right there. Boop, 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 boop. Matt Hagen. Can't go wrong with physical media, kids. Deeds, not words, are the only things left to save our soul. Yeah. I guess that, right? Oh, see OD moving around. I didn't even think about it like that, right? Deeds, not words. We talked a lot about that, where people, all these virtue signaling people, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, and it's all about these people and it's all about those people. And they don't ever lift a finger to help anybody. They just want you to do what they want you to do. Deeds, not words. Yeah. Perfect. My Mega Force original Atari 2600 complete in a box says deeds, not words on it. Yep. Mother Slug says Clayface in a film to me would have been better as live on set, real prop, not this garbage CGI. Oh, yeah. Could you see if they did a Clayface on some kind of live action, but did it like practical effects like The Thing? Whew, that'd be awesome. Or The Blob? Forget about it. Sean Gunn's first film credit was Tybalt in Tromaville's Tromeo and Juliet. Their most depraved films, still like Troma, but it's a midnight theater film company firmly. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Guns, they're just Troma kids. Yeah, Basil Carlo, and then there's Matt Hagen too. Yeah. Honestly, the animated series had the best version emerging of Basil and Hagen. Yep. Yep. I like the way they did him in Feats of Clay. The Doc Savage motto is actually a great read. I'm familiar with Doc Savage, but I don't think to the degree of what you're talking about just off the top of my brain housing group. What do you mean, Doc Savage motto? Sorry. I don't know what his motto is. I'm just going to say that. Like, I'm sure I've seen it at some point in time, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, I think we're going to beat it. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. What the hell are we talking about tomorrow? Oh, 5-year anniversary of that dumpster fire freaking Snake Eyes movie. Even though it was last Thursday, don't hold it against me. Yeah. Tomorrow, we're talking all about. Oh, it's a pledge he makes. Okay, cool. I'll go find it. I got some Doc Savage stuff. Doc Savage was rad. Yeah, but tomorrow we're talking about the Snake Eyes movie. It'll be a blast. I gotta do a little bit of homework. Flan Man, thank you very much. JJ says more of a code than a motto. Gotcha. CJ says, one thing I love with Batman, most of his villains were original victims of a tragic event like Mr. Freeze. Well, yeah, Mr. Freeze's backstory was rewritten to make him a little more tragic, but yeah. I'm on a new level. That should be tomorrow's fucking secret word of the day. Should I do it? I might do it. I might do a secret word of the day. And then I got to end the poll. Should we see what the poll's at? Let's do it. Let's see what the poll's at, kids. Because I want to know. I want to know what you guys. Fuck that Snake Eyes movie. Long live American Ninja. Yeah. I will get down with that. Let's see what our poll's at. CJ says, yeah, I need to be here tomorrow. Oh, look, it's going to be awesome. Happy belated 5th birthday. No. Screw that, man. Thank you, Jedi Ben. I appreciate you, man. James Gunn can fuck right off. In no world would Superman ever say, dude. Yeah, he was dumb. Dumb. Let's kill this poll, kids. I got to mute. What? 51% to 49%. Okay. All right. Well, that was still fun to do a Kobayashi Maru. I would keep Space Ghost as much as I like Thundar, but I have He-Man. I would keep Space Ghost. So, yeah, it was close. 51 to 49. Jim Cotta was a better ninja movie. What about Ninja 3, The Domination? When the sword's floating and you can see the fucking string. God bless Canon Films. But yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. Pee-wee's Playhouse, everyone screamed when you said the secret word. I still have the clip for the secret word of the day. I still have it. I'll work on it. But you guys are the best. Thank you for hanging out with me. Appreciate you very much. Even though it was mandatory. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow for discussing the 5th anniversary of the single piece of media that was the most damaging to G.I. Joe in the history of the intellectual property. Yeah. Bye. I mean, I had to, it's just, I got to pull that Ferris Bueller clip over. Bye. Bye-bye. See you.